Okay, and we are live. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to Martin Liedtkes channel. Flat Earth British, wiggly flat thumbs. This is going to be very enjoyable. Buckle in. We're going to rock the boat of Noah, aka YouTube.
Not the boat of Noah.
Okay, we sound okay. It's not that loud, but we do sound okay.
No, I'm always asking my community to do the sound check.
Yeah.
I just saw you do it. That's pretty close. That's pretty clever.
Yeah, that's what I do, to check it on myself. But everyone happy with the volume? Can you give us a number one if you think it's okay? That would be fantastic. Okay, this is going to be
They said, oi, mate.
Small echo, says Jamie. Small echo. Okay, well, I don't know. We got nothing running here.
Down. I'm off.
Okay.
The echoes from the chamber. This isn't a studio.
No, this is it. This is it.
It echoed on my video last night.
Yeah, it's the room thing. Hi, Tom. Everything sounds great. Right, we're on. So awesome to be here, guys. I'm here with Jason, and we're going to be doing a bit of house cleaning. Seems that this has been avoided for the longest time for some unusual reason, but we're going to, talk about a few things that the rest of the people are thinking but don't want to talk about. So I don't know whether you caught Archaix's live feed I was on last night with Jason. I linked it up in the descriptions, where we talk about what we think is going on the internet and on YouTube. Now, just before I start, I want to let you know that in my 10 years on YouTube, I've never done anything like this. But this isn't exactly calling out. This is, okay, us making her aware of what we have lived through and what we have discovered while we've been on YouTube, guys, okay? And we are really not happy about the sneaky shit that's going on YouTube, okay? Like YouTube's golden fanboys that just get elevated and they basically try to take the narrative with them. They haven't got the narrative because the narrative's right here, because that's not going to happen. Okay, it's all in our heads. So what we also find is a campaign by them of disinformation agents coming out with the stupidest shit imaginable, and everybody, not everybody, but large groups of people sadly go towards this and end up just running into a brick wall over and over and never getting anywhere. The thing is, yeah, guys, is the truth of this place has been proven. It's been proven by Jason through the chronology. It's been proven through the work that I've done on Flat Earth British. This stuff you can check for yourselves. We give you the data so you can run off and go and check it for yourself to see whether we're talking shit or not. We prove what we say. Now, what we're finding on YouTube is endless campaigns, and all they are based on is fear, okay, distraction. So you're all thinking, worrisome things, yeah? So this is what you got to look out for. Anyone that's pushing that fear narrative to get everyone scared to death and on low vibrational frequency, they are definitely up to something if they're being elevated by YouTube, okay? So we're going to address this. It needs to be addressed, guys. It's not as if anybody ain't thinking about what's going on out there in YouTube, yeah? And if you're living in it, when you're like content providers like me and Jason, yeah, it is agonizing to watch. But I'm not doing any emotional investment in this, guys, okay? So meaning I'm not like, this is not vengeful. It's nothing like that. It's just I actually care about the community. And if there's people out there just being misled and running into a brick wall and taken advantage of by greedy fuckheads out there who don't give a shit about you, then we're going to address it, guys. I'm very sorry, but really, we've got that's where my emotional, attachment is to the truth of community, and I really do care for them, and that's what we're doing here. Anyway, we're going to make you aware. We want to do a Q&A and ask you what you think. Okay, so you can talk in the chat, and we'll read them out, and we'll interact with you. What you think about the whole shit show that has been ongoing, which is going to be changing very, very shortly, by the way, on YouTube. Okay, Jason, thank you for being here on Flat Earth British, and thank you for everything that you do. Here we go.
Thank you, mate. I think I can replicate your accent a little bit.
That's not bad.
Man, break free or die trying, my friends.
Do what, bollocks? Knocking on the head,
Yeah,
yeah,
man. You got to check out. I got my mugs today. And I got my stickers. I'm giving some to Martin. Take back to the UK. These are my decals to put on cars, trucks, motorcycles, laptops. Represent that Archaix.
Okay,
I like these. They're pretty nice, like vinyl stickers.
That'll go with my Don't Mess with Texas sticker.
Yeah, man.
Texas sticker that's on my door. And my Tartarian Independent State sticker that's on my door.
Yeah, man. I feel the passion. You guys know I feel the passion. Truther community is absolute garbage. And the people at the top of the pyramid, not all of them. Not all. You got some good ones up there, but man, you got some real clowns. I mean, the absolute clowns parroting the same old drivel. And not one of them will step forward in debate. That tells you something. They're protecting those pocketbooks. They don't care about the lies. We all know their names.
Oh, yeah. Look, remember years ago when Neil deGrasse Tyson said on Joe Rogan that he would debate Eric Dubé? We all knew that he wouldn't be able to debate Eric Dubé. He would have been completely dismantled.
Eric Dubé would have slaughtered him.
He would have slaughtered him.
It would have been so embarrassing, I probably would have only watched the first 15 minutes.
Pitiful.
Yeah, man.
So, but we're just going to call a hand. They really need to address these, the runaway narrative, the narrative from tens of millions of people worldwide, guys, when it's all based on a lie. Lies based on lies. The truth, we already know the truth of this place, the reset nature of this place. We have worked it out, and the time scales have been worked out, But what they are working on with, they're all in this sort of evolutionary idea, aren't they, as well, with Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The channels that promote uniformitarianism, no matter how outlandish they are, Ancient Aliens is heavily promoted because it does fit into the uniformitarian model. Even though the uniformitarian scientists will argue against the existence of extraterrestrials, the Ancient Aliens theater has made sure that their theory fits within the hundreds of thousands of years of development, Sumerian history, Anunnaki history, Shar interpretation, all being completely corrupted into hundreds of thousands of years, something that I would absolutely love to debate Billy Carson on.
Yeah, I see now they cut that in there.
Yeah.
I've never really noticed that before, but yeah.
Even really Zechariah Sitchin promoted the monkey narrative. The Anunnaki used monkey DNA to build modern man. Yeah.
Space monkeys.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same crap.
So, yeah, the whole of the internet, at the moment, guys, it's been so unfavorable to work in this environment where, it's disproportionate. The people who are, we see so many struggling channels out there, who are doing really good content, guys, and they're just completely ignored by YouTube, and others that just basically take other people's content, not all of the time, some of the time, and get made viral and pushed. And there's always seems to be some sort of narrative attached to these,
Yeah, man.
I've ownership of content, like I said, trying to grab the narrative.
Yeah.
That can't even happen, guys. How can it? Yeah.
Right. I mean, we didn't even mention yesterday, there's a lot of people we left out and we didn't mention. That's why we knew it wasn't going to be the only video we did. But I mean, there's been people that I genuinely extended the hand of friendship. And David Nino Rodriguez orchestrated a roundtable where I was going to participate, representing Archaix paradigm. I was going to do a very friendly discussion. It was not a debate. It was agreed that we were going to keep it clean. We were not going to argue, and I was cool with that. And David Nino Rodriguez was cool with that. And David Weiss, was it Weiss or Weiss?
David Weiss.
David Weiss agreed to these terms and waited weeks until the show. And 5 minutes before the show, he backs out on a round table. And I had no intention but respecting the man and seeing what the common denominators were between a simulated holography, a holo field based off of flat plane geometry, and flat earth model. That's all we were going to do. And this is what David Nino Rodriguez wanted to do. He wanted to have a friendly discussion, seeing what the common denominators were between the two models. This dude backed out, and that's in and of itself, it's not that bad, but it's the reason why he backed out, how he was influenced by other truthers, people he was in relationships in the community with, people that hated my guts, people that don't trust me. So this is the type of shit we're going through in the truther community. Other people are making decisions for for content creators and basically deciding who they can and cannot talk to.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's going on. And one good thing, guys, if you are in the Flat Earth community, I had some really good news this morning. I was dead excited about, actually. Who's going to be talking to Jason? Okay, so Robert.
Yeah, I don't know his last name. Robert Bannon or something?
Robert Bassano, guys. Robert Bassano
yeah.
has reached out and he's going to talk to Jason. Robert, like that, you know, guys who've been in the Flat Earth for quite some time going to know all about Robert Bassano and how epic that actually is.
That's awesome.
So I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
oh my God.
On Saturday, I'll be on with at Saturday at 2:00 Central. I'll be on with Brother Sanchez. He'll be on my channel.
Oh, right, is it?
Yeah, he'll be on my channel.
That's going to be epic.
Yeah, I like him and his crew. Him and his crew,
yeah,
they drill me with questions. They get me going.
They got the right questions as well. They actually do their research, their due diligence, and take a look at the content before they actually mention it, which is something good. So, yeah, yeah, we've had issues with a lot of stuff on the internet. I have, guys. I've been messed with since the very beginning. I built up on my first channel, Matt and Liedtkes, for years. Got about 1,000 subscribers. Then my channel got like hacked, and then like literally tens of thousands of stupid, insulting little South Korean cartoons got bombarded on my channel. Took me 6 months to remove them eventually when I got my channel back. Like thousands a day. That's what I was doing. Removing these cartoons was agonizing. But I eventually got my channel back. But what they didn't expect, you know, a lot happened. I was in a Flat Earth convention in Birmingham where all of the world media was going to be there, not to see anything to do with me though, but to see other stuff that was nothing to do with Flat Earth, coincidentally. And every single thing stopped me going. It was the weirdest thing in the world. And the hack all at the same time, everything happened to make me so discouraged that I was fuck off YouTube and go away and be quiet. But I didn't. I started again from 0 subscribers. I built this channel back up again in over a 3 years period, which was not an easy task, I can tell you that, to grab it all back again. So what is Addis the Hood saying? That's interesting, because that's been on my mind. Okay, which it has. Okay. Abidis the Hood. Martin, you guys should reach out to Douglas, aka UAP. He's a good gent, YouTube. Shadow banned him. Yeah, he's shadow banned. I heard his video. I reached out to him and he hasn't got back to me. Doug is an awesome human being. He's a lovely man. And I would really love, you know, for him to come over and hang out. I've had 2-3 hangouts with him in the past. He's a lovely chap. But yeah, he's just... he's probably just had a shit full of YouTube and gone back to work. That happens with a lot of people, especially after all the last weirdness that went down. And anybody that posted about the weirdness while it was happening lost their channels. They ended up on other formats, you know, like BitChute or whatever, which are all probably run by the same masters, no doubt. Bro Sanchez has been a long time FE. Skeptic, he's been there since the beginning. Like, remember, bro, way back. I used to go on his show when Dread was on the scene back in the day, talking, I don't know, 2016, something like that. So, not that I bother with ego and things like that, because that's the destroyer, but I could look at this whole thing in the aspect of, like Jason feels that he's been blacklisted. I definitely have, in the form of Flat Earth. Now, I'm Flat Earth British, but because I researched another subject that wasn't Flat Earth, I got like ostracized, if you like, from the Flat Earth community. Whereas I'm not invited to anything, not really in it anymore. Yeah, I am in it. I literally do street activism on the subject, guys. I go like international with it. I like do pretty much more, and I wrote a book on the subject, than 90% of all of the Flat Earthers out there. Yet, it's a strange old thing. Not that I let ego get to me, but there is something going on. There is definitely something going on. It's too suspicious for fucking words. So yeah, we got all the usual things that happen in Flat Earth. We've had it since the very beginning. There's an entire paid organization that just wake up in the day and their entire livelihood is just trying to debunk history or flat earth subjects. You know, this guy, Simon Down, he's a fucking joke. He's made 2 videos about me. The first time I had to clean my channel up of trolls every single day for months on end. And he just made another one where I proposed that America was the old world. Sort of like almost as if they were chosen. You know, it was a really weird thing. But again, viral. Not that the original video that he showed was.
Believe this, dude.
What's happening? You locked out.
I tried to send you $100 and surprise you with a super chat.
Oh,
and
wow.
Google won't let me unless I verify my passcode. I don't know what my Google passcode is anymore. I just changed it.
Shit,
I just changed it last week. Look, they sent me a code. The code recognizes the device, but it's still. Oh my God! Man.
They do it to wind us up.
I'm
they
so tech retarded, dude.
Don't even bother. They do it to wind us
God.
up. They do it to fuck our heads up. Is what they do, especially with verifying.
I
And
can't believe that shit. How hard they make it.
Yeah, I know. I had to get like a new password a couple of weeks ago just to get on it, so I could do this. Yeah, worked it out though. Worked it out in the end. Google gaslighting. Yeah, go Google gaslighting. Welshdragonmetals, my son Lawrence. See you. And got Johara in chat. Lind on the love.
It's frustrating as hell.
It is frustrating. It's a shit took a shit, Jason.
No, it should be easy. I just.
No worries. We'll donate $100 worth of smoke.
No, hey, do it.
Yeah, my very favorite.
Hey, Don, just do it. I don't know why, man. It's making me confirm passcodes. I can't even get in my own Google in order to send money into super chat. I was trying to do it. Send $100 from your computer
Okay.
into the super chat. I'm gonna mess around and get locked out of my Google account messing with this tablet.
It's a fuck up.
Yeah, man.
It's meant to be.
It shouldn't even be that complicated. It's ridiculous.
So we're going to ask you guys, okay? We're going to ask you, like Kathleen, it is funny. Like, life is funny. Why take it so seriously anyway? You know, because I noticed when we had a little chat earlier, nobody seems to, you know, have a clear hang on any of it anyway. And the more you know, the less you know, I'm finding. So Martin was in David White's documentary. It was good. Yeah, movie I was in last year. FEB Productions, The Next Level. I starred in that. That was last year. David Weiss was in that as well. Did a stint. And Santos Nagy did a little stint as well. It's living in the twilight zone. You know it. Somebody just give me $50. Kathleen Muschetti. You're a wonderful person. Thank you so much for that, lovely. That's going to help for my mega survival fund.
Rustafarian said, "Pay me in weed."
Pay me in weed. Yeah. Pay me in weed.
Can't believe how hard that was. It's because I was on with Bro Sanchez one time and I dropped $20 on his chat. It was so easy, but this time I tried to drop 100 on yours and it instantly made me do a 2-step verification to prove I was who I was. Ridiculous, man.
YouTube take 40%. They don't take that. They take a quarter though. I pay the IRS a quarter of my income, and I'm not even American, but I pay the IRS.
Yeah, well, the IRS isn't even American either, so we won't need to get into that.
Oh right, I don't know, but I pay the British government and the IRS. It's a really
it's not American, dude. But take my word for it. It was established by people who are not Americans.
So I seen a book the other day. Fantastic little Tartarian book. It was on Amazon and it was jam-packed. And as I turned the pages, I was like, wow, it's exactly like watching one of my vlogs. And it is a fantastic production, mind. And it is so pushed by Amazon. And there's loads. If you go on Amazon now, there's a plethora of books. There's a load by this E-Wing on Tartaria when he chucks in everything from Big fucking Foot to... not that I'm saying Bigfoot's not a thing. It's just like with a billion phones, we should have a little bit of evidence by now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Bigfoot's the hide and seek champion.
He is. It's like
you ain't never gonna find a Bigfoot.
Peekaboo, where are you? You know. We got that YouTube video of that guy in that suit though. That sort of makes it real. A bit. or like religious subjects or just or anything strange, weird, you will bang into the Tartarian subject, which is not there in the original you know, narrative. You know, we're trying to stick with what we've discovered from history, you know, concerning, you know, antiquitect technologies and the changing phases and ages in this place that seem to be replicated. You know, I love the idea of what you said, Jason, that we're living in the future and they're playing just this age, you know, now.
Yep.
You know, did you ever hear Edgar Casey? You know, I know he done 14,000 readings, but I read a few of them, and he done one. And he said he went to a time in the future that had future technologies, but everything was 1950s fashion. Again, repeated. So 1950s automobiles, 1950s dress,
right.
But it was in some time in the future.
Well, you can envision it like this. Okay, we talk about the Roman period being 2,000 years ago. We talk about the Moravian period being, you know, 16 centuries ago. We talk about the Catharian southern France period, you know, being 800 years ago. But if we're only perceiving things sequentially by virtue of the central nervous system, and we truly are in a construct, then all these programs can be running simultaneously, and there can be multiple versions of historical narratives all playing out at the same time. And sometimes through hypnosis, through dreaming, through deep imaginative musings, we can actually jump programs and temporally actually experience a whole nother holography, a whole nother time period where things are slightly different and stranger. There could be 100,000 different subroutines all playing out at the exact same time. And you and I and everybody listening to my voice may be experiencing just one of them right now, but they're all happening at the exact same time.
I used to practice a thing called quantum jumping. You ever heard of this technology?
No.
There's a technology called the dwaddle. But I used to practice. It was a guy, Goldberg or something or other. Yeah, one of those things. But basically, it was to go into a theta state, concentrate on a doppelganger you in another dimension. So, say I wanted to be a successful author.
Right.
So I tapped into the successful author, Martin, and how he lived. And he lived in a massive house in the woods with all of this white woodwork. With big, I could even see the house. You know, I built the construct, and I took talent. And he was, and literally, I just found the ability to be able to write after that. And this guy, he literally was in his 80s, became an artist, an author, all of these fantastic things that he said he was using this quantum jumping technique of grabbing, you know, from his doppelgangers, their gifts, if you like.
Okay. What about the old Greek theory that the construct we live in has the properties of like a pentagonal dodecahedron? And if that's the case, there would be 12 versions of you in each reality, which may explain how inexplicably in your life, suddenly you lose a job almost at the same time as you got a flat tire, almost at the same time as you lost something important to you, at the same time as you're just drained of energy, you're not doing well, you're losing friendships. But in an alternate reality, another you is gaining all these benefits you lose in this phase. This is a theory that I had read in a book from the 60s where we have 12 versions of us, 12 personalities flowing through the construct, and they all have a finite amount of resources, finite amount of experiences, and really it's all about one of them assuming all the great characteristics that is within that template of potentia. It's called potentia. How far you can go, how high you can go, how much you can excel. But this is a take it or leave it type universe. Is an exchange of information, meaning if Martin here begins to vibrate on a certain frequency in this reality, his other 11 alter egos playing out routines in a multi-universal construct, because he's doing so well, he's taking from them to become the ultimate personality. It's all about growth, and the other 11 aren't really real. But anyway, it's an interesting theory.
It's interesting sync here because somebody just put up here, Yarlov, and the latest David Icke videos declare that all happened here, just in different realms of frequency. No, that's good because I remember David like explained about the radio station, and if you're on this radio station, you only got that interference. You don't hear, say if you're on radio 1, you don't hear radio 2 until you tweak that, you know, the knob and goes to that vibration and you hear that channel. You know, that one of his explanations is what, you know.
I like David Icke. Like
he explained it really well for me. You know, it got me thinking.
It is a frequency-based construct. There's no doubt.
Oh,
I mean, just radio frequencies prove that. They're all here.
I have got something that I'm going to be presenting and proposing. I haven't talked about it much or anything. In Socal, the convention.
You're going to be what kind of presentation you doing?
Well, it's something I've been sitting on, Jason. It's my best work, and I've been sitting on it because
really?
I want to like basically not only
you're gonna actually grandstand. You're gonna do a one.
I want to flabbergast you all. I want to mind splat, and if I affect you and mind blast you,
yeah,
then I've achieved something. So that's what I'm going for.
Look, our last meetup, we blew everybody's minds with the reinterpretation of what the Great Wall of China truly was.
Yeah.
But
you could hear people gasping, like you could hear gasps of breath, like where everyone was like, when the penny would drop, they were Max
was impressed.
Max was impressed. He pulled me aside and he said, "Wow," he said, "I never knew." He said, "How clear it is now." Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, you could see it in his face.
Yeah, he was excited about it. He went on his own project for a while on that.
Yeah.
So you got something new, and apparently you're not going to share it with me. You ain't got to tell me.
Yeah, but you're just going to add to it, and it'll be add to it in a fantastic way, so I probably will. But I've got to explain, and I got 3D graphics to run along with it. My son, he's a bit of a computer geek, and knocked him up for me. But when said in the order that I say it in, holy fucking shit.
Keep it to yourself because I'm pretty good under pressure. Keep it to yourself because I'm working on a special project too.
Yeah, my son worked with me. He came up with some unbelievable.
Did he?
Yeah. He helps me with bouncing back and forth, and he's like, "Well, why not this?" And I'm like, "Oh."
Because we got to keep our presentations pretty short because there's going to be 7 of us speaking.
I can keep it down to as long as I want. I could keep it on because it supports everything to do with reset.
Awesome.
You know, it's the whole thing. It's basically pretty much a theory for everything. Is what I've been working on.
All right, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Because I know Logan of Decode Your Reality, he's probably going to give about 35 to 45 minutes to tell everybody about what he's about. And we'll all get about the same amount because we got to have breaks and we'll have merchandise. We got to break for lunch and we got to do, we got to do pictures.
Yeah, he's saying shit, my son.
We got to take pictures with everybody. So
yeah. Oh yeah, photo opportunity between presentations. That's a vital. I thought 420. You know, we are in California, just saying. Yeah,
man. 690 people in the chat. That's divisible by 138. It's a Phoenix number.
It is.
It's time to get this thing going.
It just shot up by 704.
It's almost time for tinfoil hat.
Hey, for Phoenix Protocol. Good to see you there. Thanks for the little hanging outage last night. Sorry for going.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Crazy.
That was badass.
But, you know, quite British. And Welsh.
Oh, no. You didn't outdo me.
Okay. Let's get some serious truth in here. Simple lads give you credibility, temporary credibility while you got them on.
Hell yeah.
As long as no EMFs happen because they actually amplify the EMFs and fry your brain. But don't worry about that. They might work in this case.
That's right.
Okay. Actually, I'm getting some signals in. Hang on. Again. No, I can literally show a distant galaxy. They say they're from Andromeda.
Oh, wow.
They're calling me by name, Jason. They say, Martin.
2236, this is Galactic Federation waiting on Trump's call.
Martin, we love you, they're saying. Oh, they sound female.
I know, man.
Oh, they're in Andromeda. I'm going.
It's crazy.
No, not. Okay. So, okay. I'm calling out. I want the world to know. It's a shit show. I'm calling out.
That's good stuff.
It just came to me.
Yeah, man. So I got this clown named Martin Vrijland. He's in Europe and he's taking all my material.
Is you guy's name Martin?
His name is Martin Vrijland.
There can only be one.
He's got 2 books published. He's talking about the Phoenix resets. He's totally repackaging my whole theory.
No Highlander rules.
He never cites me. I'm talking about and they're pushing him I told you there's a narrative to basically lie to the German people. It's almost as if YouTube is in on this to make sure the German people do not receive the truth about the Phoenix phenomenon, because now they got 2 authors over there pushing Phoenix books, and
9999.
it's crazy, guys.
October 999.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I'm gonna deal with that.
I've got a big following in Germany. I got a few people I know. I may have to have some words about
man.
this.
It's crazy, man.
All this shit going on. Yeah. So yeah, the flat Earth itself.
Fifth Wall Radio. Don't be talking about our hats.
We all need tinfoil hats. We do, to know that there's more actually. It's a great gateway drug, you know, gets you hooked straight away. But you know, then you've got to like move beyond that into all of the other subjects. Like there are a lot of them. Consciousness studies is a really interesting field of mine. Looking into the possible nature of the simulation, or whatever this thing is. There seems to have a holographic nature to it. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
And I'm learning because I've always been able to do magic. I was wondering whether I was just holy or what was going on. So when I was young, okay,
Long time ago,
I realized that if I intended to have things and then thought beyond them, they would always arrive.
Mm-hmm.
But I basically took advantage of it and just used it for selfish gain and things like that. This magic when I was young, and I got like the cosmic 2x4, like really fucked me up. And then I realized that is not the way to go. I fucked up there, and I realized that this technique, you know, can be used to help others and help the whole collective. Yeah. By explaining to them, you know, this connection with negative energy and fear that these lot are putting on us to take away from our true human potential in this place, guys. We are everything. We are fantastic. Okay, guys, you can do magic. You can have everything you want. And then, instantly, you had a voice in the back of your head saying, no, I can't. That's it. Again. Yeah, that negativity in your voice, in your psyche that tells you, no, you can't have it. Yes, you fucking can. If you can have anything in this place, guys, if you put your heart to it and you work at it, it will come. I can promise you that. It's one thing I have learned about this place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
No, I agree 100%. I did it from a prison cell. I brought books to me that most people in the free world cannot find. I used to bring books to me into my field by thinking about them, wanting them, and then being positive that in the near future, when I'm ready to take those notes, that book will be made available to me. And I go on about my research, keep going. I've told the story on YouTube. Books from all over the world were sent to me. Books from in the prison that people have been holding on to. I had benefactors that would find books and mail them to me because they knew my publisher was sending me old reprints. Listen, man, it was crazy. I did the same type of magic he's talking about in a prison cell to acquire the education that I've got.
There's a certain irony to that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
You got a better education, academic education than people on the outside.
Yeah,
better
man.
sources.
I came up with dungeon programming in a dungeon. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Yeah, piecing together the fabric of this reality. Yeah, this is something that's really interesting to myself, guys. You know, I've always known that, you know, this place was malleable. You know, your dream state, you know, tells you a lot about this place as well. That's been a massive interest of the dream state that I get. You know, because I've been able to lucid dream, wake up in my dreams. I have a lucid dreaming partner, you know, out there in this construct, which is all his mind. So I don't think it's an actual physical location, you know, another realm. But I do think it's in here. But it just shows you how fantastic the brain is and what we can do with our minds, guys. You know, all is mind in this place. You know, whether or not it's projected on a plate at the back of our heads, but I tell you, the room that you're in now, okay, is in your mind. Close your eyes. Oh yeah, it's gone. Open them. Oh, there it is again. All is mind in this place. Is there anything in the street beyond? Does it even need to be there? You know, in quantum mechanical nature, does that street need to be there for our perception? We're not going to see it unless we telephone it.
Right.
And then it needs to be there. And that is the same, I think, for all of us.
Part of the circuit board our souls are flowing through.
You got it. So
thank you, Jim Bogler. I'm going to give a shout out. Thank you, Jim Bogler, for those books. Thank you.
I look like Widow Twanky tonight.
Don Anderson and Jim Bogler is in your chat. I appreciate you and Don Anderson sending those books recently that Martin and I have been flipping through them.
Stunning stuff.
Good stuff. Big John's been taking pictures. Oh my God, we got like 3,000 pictures. Many of them have never seen the internet from all these old books that have been donated to the Archaix library. We've been going through them, taking all these photos. Some amazing stuff.
So, calling out, not like to target anyone or anything, but if anyone has any suspicions and think that there's something's not happening the way they think it should, like you followed my organic growth since my fucked up days back in 2015, you know, you've all been there along the way, haven't you? So it's not like I've disappeared for any period of time. I've been there constantly.
Right.
All of my life, the good and the bad. All these people, most of these people who follow me, they know. And they know the fuckery as well. They know.
Oh, London McLovin's in the chat.
Yeah, he's my brother. Yeah, I mentioned him earlier. That's my brother from London. He's awesome, brother.
Chrissy Sakula, she's
Where's that?
Yeah, she's good people. I've been knowing her for a long time.
Yeah. So, always suspicious of Mark Sargent. Well, I've met Mark twice in real life, guys. I did street activism once with him in Cardiff, and I met him at a convention. He's the loveliest man you could imagine. And I show whatever he's up to. He's smart enough to know what he's fucking doing, guys. But I haven't seen anything at all in the 8 years that I've known him in any malicious nature at all. The guy is
straight up guy.
I believe so. I've only seen him being kind to people. And, you know, he's the kind of guy that reach out to people who are less, you know, maybe disenfranchised people, and he really pulls them in and he gives them attention. You know, he's a super kind man.
He's not weird like that dude. What's his name? George Socal. The ancient aliens dude with the hair going
George Soukalos.
Soukalos, is that his name?
Yeah, George Soukalos. Yeah. See, I used to love Coast to Coast.
I love
George Snorri,
Art Bell. I used to listen to it.
John B. Mills.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I used to love that shit. I think it was brilliant.
Sometimes the Art Bell show kind of got out there. I mean, I saw Bigfoot, and I don't know. You gotta believe me, he was eating a cheeseburger.
No, they played the recording and you hear rustling in a bush. Yeah. So you can hear it, guys. You can hear it.
Yeah, man.
But I used to love it. You know, Whitley Strieber, they used to have their weekly guests on and that, didn't they? And, you know, but it was all on that ancient aliens narrative. You're right. But they had John the Morgile on, yeah? And that guy is awesome. I love John the Morgile. I wish him all the best in the world. I love him, right? He's had so much trouble. Let's all send our love to that guy, right? He's 100% not one of them. That's why he lives on the shit. But he done some of the best content years ago. When he was on Coast to Coast, they made him try and sign a waiver and not mention the words flat earth together.
Are you serious?
It was introduced as enclosed earth. And that was in 2014. That was the first time I ever heard about flat earth. It was through John the Morgile. Really, first time ever.
It's amazing, man. Yeah. You know what? It's so crazy. There's so many things you're allowed to talk about. But when you really process that information, you think about what is being allowed for YouTubers to say out loud. It's adult fantasy. It's absolutely comical. It
is adult fantasy. I can't believe people take it seriously, but they watch television. So what are they going to discern with? You know,
it's crazy, man.
Jason just showed me a clip just now, and it was from TikTok of YouTube, and it was
it's on the laptop, but I don't know how to get to it.
Oh, right, it is unbelievable. It just shows you how all news media outlets repeat the same script daily. You know, there's no difference between them all worldwide.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they're all giving the same script.
Same script by scores all around the world. Reporting is so crazy. Word for word, superimposed. All the screens, you can see them all saying the exact same
all the words match.
Shows you that the news worldwide is owned by the same person and it's all scripted. It's crazy. I'm gonna show it on the channel one of these days.
Yeah, it is a goodie. It is a goodie.
It is crazy.
So Susie, hi Susie. Sherlock.
I did like Coast to Coast though. Oh, live from the high desert. Remember?
Yeah, I did.
Started.
Yeah, and John B. Mills then started his own show.
Live from the high
something to
desert.
midnight. Oh, fucking hell. Which I started listening to, but he came out like early on against Flat Earth, so I sort of dropped John B. Mills.
Yeah, man. It ain't like the mysteries aren't out there. They are. Yeah. The mysteries are out there. Are they on Skinwalker Ranch? I doubt it. Or I seriously doubt it. Are they above the atmosphere? I seriously doubt it. It's a light show.
Well, it might be in Warehouse 13, though, because there's a TV series that tells you all about it. Mm-hmm. So Wales thing might be true.
Because I'm on board with mysteries being out there. It's there's mysteries of human abductions, which is what's the UFOs of the fourth kind, close encounters of the fourth kind, but there's no inference here that they're coming from space. Just like the elves in medieval times were abducting children that got lost in the forest. But the foresters never assumed that they got kidnapped and went to the stars, because all the evidence led to they disappeared in front of witnesses into the ground, into the side of hills. It's the same story with the Pied Piper of Hamelin, which is the only one that history has given us as a story in the fairy tales. But the actual phenomenon is recorded in Europe in multiple different places in the same period of time. A stranger playing music draws the children away from villages, and they vanish. Some of them are seen going into the side of a hill. Elves are dancing in a ring, and next thing you know, the next morning, the children in the village are gone, but there's a crop circle out there in a wheat field. So all the ancient traditions say the same thing. All the earlier races, they didn't disappear into the sky. They went underground. Even the Tuatha Danann of ancient Ireland, when they disappeared after they defeated the Furbolgs and they took Ireland, and then they basically became the ancestors of the Irish people. More blood came in, and the older Danann became the people of the Sidhe and Cair Sidhe. Next thing you know, they disappear as fairies into the underworld. It's the same way all around the world. There is an unusual phenomenon going on. The ancient aliens people do produce good evidence for alien abductions and implants, and but none of it's going into the sky. That's the psyop.
Betty and Barney.
That's the psyop right there.
So I've seen stuff, Jason, and I've seen a UFO the size of Wembley Stadium a stone's throw away. Me and my missus seen it, so that was a real thing. So I'm not saying that I didn't see any greys, but I'm saying I seen them. And it disappeared in a slit in the sky. Right. I want to address this. Kind of dummy said you have changed, Martin. Yeah, I have changed. Basically, I've traveled to the other side of the world. I've been doing this crazy tour of America. I've done life-changing things. I will never be the same again, guys. Okay. I've seen the Milky Way. That was a spiritual experience. It just changes you. It was amazing, guys. I can't even explain. And all of the fantastic things that we've seen. We were riding, just with the alien thing, we were riding across New Mexico, and a friend of mine was saying that these fields here, and people have reported cattle mutilations in the fields. There's definitely fuckery going down. There's no doubt about that. There's something going down.
Yeah, listen, the cattle mutilations, this is old. It's old. There's nothing new about this. It's very widely reported. Even before Whitley Strieber showed up on the scene, started talking about it. Yeah. It was reported in the 1890s. This is old, but it's something is harvesting organs with laser precision.
Cauterized.
Yes, cauterized. It's like a laser goes in, takes a whole area out, removes organs, and this is how these animals are found. But it's reported in the media. It's reported in the media that they got attacked by wolves, or pranksters killed a horse and then remove the entrails. It's all bullshit. Whatever's coming up from the underworld, for some reason, it needs this genetic material. It needs these organs. It needs these body fluids, and it takes them from mammals. Cows and horses aren't the only victims.
What you make of crop circles? Friends of mine went to see one. He'd been to see one.
Yeah.
And he said all of the stems were all snapped over. Yeah. And I'm not even.
But they didn't break.
But no.
Yeah. Which is impossible. When you bend them today, they'll break. But the chemical structure of wheat and barley and all that has changed. They don't just bend, they weave. Whatever it does,
they go circles like that as well.
And lights have been found. There's a real good testimony from some pilots who passed over the Stonehenge area. When they passed over the Stonehenge area, they did a touch and go at a local municipal airport in England. All they did was land, drop off somebody, get back up, and go right back the other way. In the 15 minutes that they had touched and go and come back, a whole elaborate crop circle, it appeared. There's no way anybody could have artificially done that. Yeah, the crop circles have gotten more and more complex.
Yeah, they're like Fibonacci and everything's going on.
Yeah,
with them.
this is being done by technology, and it's not aliens from another. Look, technology could be done from bases in the underworld.
It could be just consciousness itself, the matrix itself, just like signaling, responding
to the
because people have witnessed like light orbs.
Yes, they have.
That are sort of making them. And
wait a minute. We need to talk about that because those same light orbs are seen right before volcanoes go off.
And also,
right before tornadoes appear.
I know people who think that they've been zapped by the powers that should not be, which talk about a light orb. Yeah. And people are talking about spiritual happenings of a light orb in their room as well. I hear this in conversation.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. These things act with intelligence. There's a guy named Trevor James Constable who's published a couple books. He developed a special type of ultraviolet lens on his camera that allows him to take pictures of these orbs that affect the weather. These are blobs in the sky, and they seem to be very nonchalant until they know they're being observed. Then they act erratic and they just take off and leave. But these blobs he's shown on camera where they can condense into a glowing orb and create a tornado, create a thunder, lightning and thunder. It's just crazy. But these same blobs have been seen by U.S. naval officers in the water, shadowing their ships. It's just crazy.
Check this then.
Will-o-wisps.
Will-o-the-wisp. I think electricity is conscious, and this is why. Once my grandmother opened her front door, and there was literally a ball of lightning. Okay, ball lightning. And it came through my grandmother's front door, and it literally sort of stopped, and it moved out of the way. Otherwise, it would have smashed into her chest. Yeah, and it went out the kitchen, it went out the back door, and it went down the street, and it exploded in the canal at the end of the street. My mother witnessed, and all my family witnessed all of it, and it seemed to be that it was conscious, like it didn't want to hurt her. Think about it. Electricity, it hits certain places, almost as if it's got a mind.
What if these things can manifest as phenomena that we've imagined them to be? Let me give you an example.
Oh, there is that.
The abominable snowman, Yeti, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Snowwalker, they're all the same thing. They're associated to light phenomena. They're associated to a stench. They do give off a smell, but the common denominator is not that they're the hide and seek champions and have never been caught, but they have left physical evidence that they were there. And yet, anytime they come into contact with humans, they try their best not to hurt people. That's interesting. That's very interesting about Bigfoots and Yetis. You don't open the New York Times and then read how Sasquatch just tore this family up while they were sitting in inside their Toyota. No, you see Sasquatch always trying to get away, or you hear the stories of somebody about to die in an automobile accident in the middle of nowhere, and it's a Yeti that pulls them out of the car and leaves their body right there, and nobody believes them because it's so unbelievable. So
I'm getting a signal.
You're
nano. More calling Orson, come in Orson.
My shit must not be working.
More calling Orson, come in Orson. Yeah, I'm getting a message from Orson from across the universe.
All right.
It's telling me carry on, you're doing a sterling job, boys. Okay, we're in.
Excellent.
Thank you, Orson. Oh, these fucking work.
That's crazy, man.
We're getting clear galactic signals.
I think my hat broke.
Shazbat, RM, Shazbat. That's the appropriate phrase. Okay, ready?
That's good shit. Yeah, man. It's just crazy. The whole, you know what? The story you just told about the glowing orb that didn't want to hurt. Listen, it's the same thing with the Tunguska blast. In 1908, the Tunguska blast. Listen, if you look in modern day books, I got a video about this. If you look on modern day books, they try to say it's a bolide, a comet, something entered the atmosphere and then detonated over Siberia. But those aren't the facts. That's not what was reported when it happened. On my video, I show what the locals said they saw. They saw a glowing orb in the sky traveling at high velocity and then giving off sparks and changing direction erratically twice before descending over the most unpopulated region of Siberia, where there's almost nobody out there. It turned twice to make those coordinates and then detonated over that area. And the detonation was so intense it affected barometers as far as London.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cited all this. That is something that's acting with intelligence, but it doesn't want to harm people. Yeah, it knew it was going to blow. And it totally guided and steered itself to the most remote area of Siberia.
The comet of 1811 did a break off and went in two different directions.
Really?
Completely,
That's right before the great
heliocentrism can have to both. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right before all those great disasters of 1812.
Tekushka's comet, it was talked about by that Indian that it was like
Tecumseh.
Tecumseh. It was going to be a great calamity when it arrived. And then all of that shit goes down in America, New Madrid event, 1911. And then there's like, all of this ended like sort of 1916. I reckon it ended like with the tombola of the earthquake and volcano event.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I reckon there was a year without summer, 1814, when Dracula got wrote and Frankenstein, weirdly enough, in the year without summer. So there's no crops in Europe that summer. Yeah.
Dracula was written at that time?
Dracula and Frankenstein written in the same house, apparently by Mary Shelley, but it was really her husband who wrote the book.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, really. I think she just took the name. He just did it for her. And yeah, while they were all in this worst winter in record, where just the summer just stayed dark and no crops survived. A year without summer.
Wow.
So yeah, that was at the beginning of the 1800s. Definitely some sort of reset going down there. No doubt about it, in my mind. At that period, and then 1900, everything changes again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's just boggles the mind, man. It boggles the mind how much Carnegie, Rothschilds, and Rockefellers worked together to finance and create tens of thousands of new libraries, even in small towns all across America.
Even in my city.
In the UK. UK. All of a sudden, in 1900, 1901, 1902, 1903, and 1905, all these libraries got rid of their old books, and new Carnegie, Rockefeller, and Rothschild libraries appeared everywhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
With the new information. The library. It's got lie in it.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Yeah. We did have a national library in Birmingham in England that had all of the records and everything for prior to 1900. What do you think happened in 1900 to the library, the National Library? Woof, up in flames.
It's crazy. Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, get rid of the books. I bet they got the important stuff out of there though.
Brian Evans is right. It's a robber baron's education system.
Yeah.
They were doing away with all references to free energies and all that because they had already invested all their money in the new oil wells that were pumping up oil all over the world, even at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had already decided we can tax oil, we can tax coal, but we can't tax free energy.
Yeah, we were talking to a guy last night about it, trying to explain Antiquitech. He was like, yeah, that there was, free energy here, perpetual motion devices, Tesla motors, this sort of technology that required no fuel source, that would just keep on going. I've read about, have you heard about the eternal light? They talk about it in ancient times. Apparently you see it on Phoenician statues of this flaming torch. And they do an analogy to it in the Olympics where everyone runs through all these countries carrying this torch. Well, it's that torch is supposed to be the eternal light. And they reckoned it was like literally in the underground world, lit for like 1,000 years, never ever needed.
Oh, I have. Yeah, it's like the Noah stone.
Yeah.
They say Noah had that crystal on the ark. It was a type of rock that held light for a long period of time. I remember.
Yeah. So it never ever needed.
David Hatcher Childress has a chapter on glowing stones in one of his books. So he's probably put together more on that than anybody I've seen.
There's a town in Texas called Childress.
Childress, Texas?
Yeah, we drove through it. I was like,
that's right, yeah. Yeah, David Hatcher Childress, man, he kind of disappointed me, man. He's just too far into that ancient aliens deal.
But they all are, Andrew Collins and all of that.
Crazy,
they all do that, but But they all have their own certain
Andrew Collins and all that whole crew.
Yeah, he does the correlation between the pyramids and Cygnus.
Yeah, but not only that, Bill, they're all using the zodiac.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
exactly what I mean.
So it's like there's a scorpion on this rock, And that means because this is 23 degrees from the perimeter of perihelion, I'm telling you, it's the zodiac. It's 9,000 BC. This rock was put here 9,000 BC. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. Zodiac wasn't even created in 9,000. There was nothing, Zodiac didn't even exist till about the time of Christianity. It's crazy.
You really sounded like him then. That's scary.
Man, it's
You've
crazy.
watched a lot of him, haven't you?
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
cloned him. He's Andrew Collins. He needs a cowboy act like how Andrew Collins is.
Oh, hold on. I can do a Graham Hancock impression.
Oh, go on.
I can do one. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Randall, what am I supposed to say?
Pass me the script.
Yeah, that's Randall Carson. Randall, you forgot to give me my script.
The earth's not flat because the Greeks knew.
That's funny, man.
Actually, that's not true. I got a picture of the Greek version of this place on a picture there.
I got one for Billy Carson, too. I got a Billy Carson impression.
Oh, yeah. God. No.
For real.
God.
Man, I don't know the answer to that one. Hey, boy, hand me them Sitchin books.
He read them cuneiform. He knows what goes on.
Hand me the Sitchin book. I know it's in there.
Oh,
absolute BS.
Yeah,
the crap that passes for just passes for. But let me tell you something. I'm telling you now. One of these days. And listen, I'm putting that in my informed field. I'm putting that in his informed field. We're going to share fields and resonate even higher. One of these days, somebody's just going to come up and say, "Hey, man, you know what? I think you guys are the one to do it. Here, man." And they're going to give us a budget that allows us to be heard by everyone. And I promise you, I'm going to embarrass people by the stupid things that they have produced for the public. Yeah, man, it's in the works, guys. I promise you. Someone out there is going to go ahead and want to turn this into something way bigger than it is right now. It's coming, and these dudes are in trouble because all this crap that they're spewing to the public. Yeah, they don't have a leg to stand on and don't have to do anything. No intellectual heroics. All we got to do is itemize the facts. And the best way to do that, the method that I employ in Archaix a lot, is I like to dissect a paradigm until there's nothing left to see. And then when I'm done with that one, I'll go to the next one, then the next one. Then we're left with what's real and we can remove what's imagined. The only problem with that is we're going to have to lock horns with several people before we get to that point. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I'm really cool.
I can even say that in a whole nother language. I do believe I'm cool with that.
Scary, isn't it, guys? Jason's been cloned into Cockney, guys. It's actually scary.
I tell you, man, this is damn hat, dude.
You're channeling a Cockney.
I don't act like this, man, when I'm wearing my square business hat. Yeah, this right here.
Weird, isn't it?
This is my square business hat. When I wear this hat, Dawn's in trouble.
You're a serious thinker with that hat on.
Yeah, this is the hat that makes me think real good stuff and puts Dawn in trouble. But
thank you, Squirrel.
This hat here got me kind of weird, man. I'm kind of weirded out.
So yeah, but they were old a long time ago, weren't they? It's like that information's like we're literally light years ahead of them. It's embarrassing. How come anyone's even listening to it? And it's
crazy, man.
It is really
it's adult fantasy. It's Sesame Street shit. Brown Bird, you take that back. Martin did not get me high. I do not smoke.
He doesn't smoke, and I'm trying to smoke over here so I don't infect him and get him sort of.
I'm on my third cup of coffee,
high,
though.
In any way.
I'm on my third cup of coffee. Yeah. It would be a fourth if I had some coffee. If there was more coffee in the pot, I might have another cup of pot. I don't know, but I'm just got a lot of coffee in me.
So I find it a bit of a liberty as well. They take liberties in this world, I've noticed. Yeah. But fucking Schwab, Schwab, don't you? Yeah, Economic Forum chappy.
Right.
Well, he named his book The Great Reset.
Who did?
Schwab.
Oh, Klaus Schwab?
You're going to live on fuck all and be happy about it, guys.
He's a puppet too, man.
Anyway, that actor, the one that likes to wear a little pink tutu on the beach and stuff, yeah? I had my book The Great Reset out a full year before him. I wonder.
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Martin had a book published called The Great Reset before Klaus Schwab stole the damn narrative.
Yeah, I think so. I think Klaus Schwab fucking nicked my shit, guys.
We need to show up in Davos. You know what I mean? How Jehovah's Witnesses show up on your door unannounced? We need to show up on we need to show up at Davos. You know what I mean? With our microphones.
Yeah.
Say, man, are you Klaus Schwab? Well, yes, that's me. I said, okay, cool. You're that piece of shit that stole that.
Yeah, I thought that first. Fucker.
Yeah, man, I get that.
They just, the thing is, right, guys, it's because they haven't got any dupes, right? They got to check out the demographic and what's going on in the world on YouTube, because this is where it's happening. Otherwise, they wouldn't have shit. I've literally posted stuff, right, and it's literally showed up on like National Geographic or one of the official channel where they will be talking about the exact same subject I brought up at the beginning of the week. I'm like, what are you watching me? That's really coincidental. I've been talking about that all last week. Now you're on the narrative. That has happened so many times, you know.
It's crazy.
But they always add the weirdness with it. Like
it's crazy. I get emails all the time from people who say, "Hey man, listen, I watch you a lot. I really don't comment, but I also watch such and such." And I'm telling you now, they've never cited you. They're probably never going to cite you. But it seems like a lot of their shows are taking on an Archaix like theme lately, and it's I'm cool with that because I did invite the public, you know, to check out my channel and take from it what you can. Yeah, the only issue I have is the same one Martin has. You know what I mean? If we've been citing our sources, how hard is it for you to cite yours? You know what I mean? Just tell people where you got the idea or the information from. That's not what we're finding. We're finding people freely borrowing, even publishing whole books. And yeah, it's just crazy. The whole thing's crazy. Whole thing's crazy, man.
When I had my Tartarian channel, I used to spend like an hour every single video just linking up every single channel in the community. You can go on there now and you can check.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And links galore, like literally hundreds of links every single video. So there must be millions over there.
It's crazy, man. That's a lot.
Yeah, we used to do that. We used to sort of chuck support and all of that. And then it all got weird then. So I looked in a video that I made today. I looked at a video I made about 5 years ago, yesterday, and I looked into all of the channels that I'd support in the linked up, and literally nearly all of them have turned on me since. Yeah, and just like saying random weird shit. So that's fine. Well, whatever. Anyway, lesson learned.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't matter.
It's all.
I like the information out there. Like Eric Dubé must have had the same, you know, when he started talking about flat Earth, and then everyone's talking about it, flat Earth, and like, you know, echoing Eric. He must have had the same thing. But you know, I'm happy that the truth's out there. You know, it's just like you said. It's when they're getting massive and they're making a fuck ton of money, and they don't even fucking bother. It's like, oh, what community? Don't even bother with the comments. They're not one of us. Who the fuck are they? You know, it's just some fucking business.
Who's that recently said don't even look at the comments?
Yeah. Oh, there's
somebody I can't remember. We're talking to somebody.
Yeah, that's
who has a YouTube channel. He says, "Man, I don't even look at the comments. I don't even care." I said, "Damn, man, you're a POS."
Fucking last thing I do, me. I go to the first thing. I'm always in my comments. Keep an eye on that. We're a think tank, so that's where we get our think tanking going.
Hey, the Archaic Shorts channels. Somebody asked me about that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. It's because you're saying it's Archaix. I have no idea. I don't even know who it is that's doing it. But you know what? I've watched several of them, and I see that all they're doing is putting some positive stuff out there. By all means, take off. Do what you do. Listen, I can go, Martin and I, because we are content creators, we can go into our analytics, and there is areas in our analytics that we can pull up under the copyright section.
Yeah.
And we can literally look at a list of every video on YouTube that has our material in it. And it even gives timestamps in the video as to how much of our material was used in that video. If we really wanted to be assholes, we could go in there and copyright complain against every one of these people. I don't ever do it. I don't care. You know,
I've never flagged a channel in all the years I'm fucking. I wouldn't either. And that's people who've been totally evil, and I still never flagged them.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't do that energy. It's like with this one, this is what we're doing now, you know. It's like we're not doing like any bad energy, guys. It's them fuckers that got the bad energy by putting the icky fucking vibes all over our beautiful truth community. It's trying to get on in this fucking journey. It's just no. Somebody got to do it, Jason.
Yeah.
Sick of it.
I get it, man.
They suck.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
And they will always suck. And we will always be epic. We will always have that, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Peggy Bender, that's right. Transmute led to gold. That's all. That's what it is. We're spiritual alchemists. We're going to turn all this negativity into gold. That's a good one, Peggy.
Okay. We're like the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to positive, good stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about none of it.
No, man.
At all. You do have to be curious, though, what your little secret project is for this meetup, because I have to do one, too.
Oi, Otto. Yeah, I thought of that. That's why I mentioned it last night. Did you have anything ready? For
I got a whole file full of half-done videos and projects. I just got to pick one.
I got the juice. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. So let's talk about that real quick. We still got 40-something tickets left.
Oh, yeah.
We've been selling the shit out of these tickets. We still have 40-something tickets left, and when they're gone, guys. We can't sell them more because the venue is a very antique theater, and it's only going to hold 300 people.
Yeah, it's good. Good venue.
So the venue, it's $138 a ticket. You're going to see Logan of Decode Your Reality, Max Eigen of the Crow House on BitChute. You're going to see this tinfoil hat wearing clown. You're going to see me there. Danny of Removing the Shackles, who's always posting on Archaix TV, and
Campbell,
the Unfuckers group. You're going to see Autodidactic. Campbell's going to be there. You can see Toltec Shaman's going to be there. Ooh. Who knows, man? On the way to California, I might pick up Bro Sanchez if he wants to come.
Listen, that would be epic.
Whatever happens, happens. But my publisher is going to have some people there. I really don't know who they are. He's across the street. We may have special guests. We may have a world-renowned walk-in. Listen, everything's on the table. So this is what we got going. I think there's 41. I think Don told me this morning there's 41 tickets left. Maybe 39 because 2 of them are up in the air. 2 of them we might have to put aside for 2 people. But yeah, guys, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna get pictures with everybody. We're gonna have a blast, and you guys can actually see the Jason shelf. It's not that wasn't a marketing gimmick. That's real. I went to my publisher's bookstore, which is directly across the street. It is literally 200 feet away from the theater. And in that bookstore, my publisher and I put together a Jason shelf. And that's what it says, Jason shelf. These are the books that in prison I educated myself with. The whole shelf is full of old books. These are reprints. And my publisher does not do redacted reprints. He publishes his reprints are facsimiles. It's the original books photographed, so you know they have not been changed and altered. That whole shelf's full of them, guys. It's called Jason's Shelf. It's going to be there.
Awesome. Excited about that.
That's on October 21st. We're going to have a blast.
So if you've got there's only 40 tickets left, they're going to go like really quick. But if you're not going to Flattoberfest, you want to go somewhere a little bit cheaper, come here. Sorry. Oh, big shout out to Bro Sanchez though. If he comes, is that a possibility, do you think?
I'll talk to him because he's going to be on my channel live on 2 p.m. Saturday.
Wasn't he doing his own tour or something this year?
Man, I don't know. You know what? I don't know much about him. I know he's like a veteran. He's a vet.
Oh, no, I've known him. Yeah, I was on his show.
I know he's been in the Trenton community for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know that my main attraction to his material is that he doesn't bite his tongue. And that right there is important.
He does proper research, good research, mind-blowing research. Don't know how he manages all that time.
He's going to tell it like it is.
He's smart.
He's going to tell it like it is.
Boom shakalaka. Didi.
He's got a good group of guys around him too. I mean, these guys aren't they're not hangers on.
No,
they got their own things going.
Yeah, they got their own
things going. They got research going. They got their own channels. It's pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, it is.
Dynamic. He's kind of a leader in his community.
Yeah, through October, Lee. Yeah, on the 21st of October is the San Diego meet. Jason just talking about. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So staying past then. It's going to be epic. Yeah. Totally looking forward to that. Getting all the gangs. It's going to be good when we're all together. Can you imagine that? Me, you, Max.
That's a lot of personality. Well, it's not only that. It's you got to understand too. It's not just the guests. It's not just the Archaix and Flat Earth British teams coming together. It's not just all these speakers coming together. The people who buy tickets and come are from all over the world in the United States and Mexico and Canada. And listen, we met at each Archaix meetup. We met some really interesting people and couldn't believe who they were. It's like, wow, man, really? And they would introduce themselves to us, who they were. Sometimes they own whole franchises, whole companies. Like, hey, man, we've listened to you. We don't want to make comment. Man, we've had people tell us straight up. It says, we're never going to comment. It's just because, man, all of our accounts are private. Yeah. We want to come tell you, man, we really support you. Man, I couldn't believe some of the people I shook hands with. Like, wow, man, really, you're listening? So, yeah, guys, a lot of these people,
all walks of life,
by association, because of their affinities in the corporate world and all that, they can't admit to things. But man, you'll see them in person. It's like, wow, this is amazing.
Oh, so true, so true.
Yeah, guys.
All walks of life. But I really do feel that there's someone out there that, you know, is sick to shit of them as well as us.
Oh, yeah, no doubt,
there
man.
Must be.
No doubt, man.
If we think they suck, somebody out there with some modicum of intelligence is going to think they suck too, and their day is done because they've been talking bollocks for too long, guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's time. It's time.
It's a new paradigm. It got smashed a while ago. It's a new paradigm, you know.
You know what? If I had a broom right now, it's time to sweep out the trash.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Truth community got dirty. It's time to sweep out the trash.
We trim the chaff, guys. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. And it'll be a more enlightening place to be, because you won't be like, oh, I don't want to go to that chat feed because they're all like fucking negative and talking about other people all day long and all this fucking icky stuff going on. That's not a good thing, guys. Yeah, nobody is going to learn anything by watching these sort of feeds, which there are plenty of, by the way.
Yeah,
there's something going on with that as well. Why people would want to wake up in the morning and just be shitty all day. There's something going on with that.
Oh, somebody said you need to come to Gigi Neptune said.
Gigi, hi.
You need to come to New England sometime. Well, look, New York, Florida, they're like the first two in 2024 we're going to do.
Yeah.
So October 21st is the last meetup we're going to do as far as a big planned event. But these smaller meetups we do, like in New Mexico, we just did a couple of weeks ago, that was fun. 50-something people showed up in that restaurant.
So good.
We had a blast. But you know what? That's just a call out. We just announced that,
that was
a week in advance that we were going to be there.
Packed.
So as we travel, we're going to keep doing that. We're going to do stuff like that. But no, the big meetups, the planned ones, the venues, yeah, Florida and New York are the next two, and that'll be in 2024.
Yeah, definitely. The Florida people, they want to see you down there. I know that for a fact. There's so many people in America that love this, though. I can't get over it. It's just like everywhere we go, they just know everything about us. It's just weird.
It is so crazy to have total strangers
know everything about me, and I'm from Britain.
Man, I was walking out of Hobby Lobby. I was walking out of a Hobby Lobby with a bunch of stuff and little toys and all kinds of stuff in my hands. And as I'm walking out, this Hispanic woman, real pretty, just stopped in her tracks, and she says, "Oh my God, Jason!" So I'm like, "Do I know you?" I'm holding all these kids' toys. I'm embarrassed. I just came out of Hobby Lobby holding a bunch of toys. You know what they were for? These are all the little toys I bought for my Archaix movie. When I show those little guys building the Great Pyramid. Oh, yeah. So I'm holding all these little toys, and I got this girl right across from me. "Hey man, that's you, Jason." I like, "Do I know you?" She says, I watch you all the time. Me and my husband watch Archaix." I said, "Oh, okay." So that was crazy.
When that happened.
Just in the middle of a parking lot in Conroe, Texas. Crazy.
Yeah, I get it. I guess it as well. Yeah, I get the same thing in Britain. I get people shouting flat thumbs from car windows and stuff when you go past.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, man.
It's amazing. Yeah, Coast to Coast was real rad. I used to listen to like 2.5 hours a day, every single day of Coast to Coast.
I was in prison. I used to listen to him on the radio.
Richard C. Hoagland, remember him?
Yeah, hell yeah. He's always talking about the face on Mars.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks he had a new piece of information about the face on Mars. There's only so much you can say about a face on Mars.
Yeah, but he got that was his narrative. And domes on the moon. He said that that's what NASA were hiding. Yeah. There was domes on the moon, guys, from an ancient civilization lived on the moon. So, but he was Walter Cronkite's science advisor for the Apollo missions. Was Hoagland, so he's pretty tuned in with it all. Yeah, he knew Hoagland. So
I found it really interesting that
it's vanishing point.
That the Richard C. Hoagland is publishing stills, pictures that are supposed to be the D&M pyramid in the Cydonia region of Mars.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I'm looking at the satellite stills, and he says that the altitude from which the satellite took the pictures of the pyramid was 1,080 miles. 1080. Now, I know that doesn't mean much to you, but Archaix veterans know 1080 is the number of the Great Pyramid here in Egypt.
Oh, he's putting the code in.
1080.
It's like
it was built in it was finished in 2815 BC, which was the old world calendar year of 1080.
Yeah.
And if you take a pentagram, which has 5 equidistant points,
yeah.
all 5 of those points, if you take a pin and start on one point, by the time you get back to the first point, you have drawn exactly 10 108-degree angles.
So you knew.
So 1080 times 10, 108 times 10 is 1080. But if you take the pentagram and turn, that's two-dimensional. Flat.
Yeah.
If you take the same pentagram and turn it into a 3-dimensional form, it becomes a pyramid. The 4 on the bottom and the 1 at the top.
Yeah.
It becomes a pyramid.
Yeah, it does.
So it's crazy when I saw the satellite pictures, like, man, these are fake. You just gave the coordinates.
Well, I don't think they can actually take a photograph of a red dot in the sky of anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know that. We know that. The Cydonia region is a bunch of Lincoln logs somewhere,
crazy.
Painted over with paper mache.
Yeah, sure, they got a big mountain, Olympus, biggest mountain in the solar system.
You seen those pictures of they show the Mars landings, and then they show that place out there in Arizona.
Yeah,
they show say, hey, look, they look just alike.
Yeah, there's in Devonshire Island in Canada. They were filming the Curiosity rovers.
That is so crazy,
Devonshire
man.
Island, caught them out. But I went to a space centre in Leicester in England, and they literally had a room this size with a copy of the Curiosity rover cameras taking the background with green screens, and it was exactly what you see on the television. They were literally showing you how it was done. I was like, you're showing them how it's done? Oh, never mind. No one seems to work it out. Fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy, man.
Or a waste of fucking money anyway, if they were doing anything like that.
Yeah, man.
So I think they're using all of that money on black projects. I really do. I think that they are protecting whatever's up north. I do think there's probably land there. And I think it's all about hidden land. And I definitely think that they are underground and out in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Sort of what they say is nice, right? But I'll talk about that later date. So anyway, the royal scam, can't talk about that on YouTube, bro. Well, maybe I got away from America, but I was going to, put up with them. So anybody got any questions for myself or Jason? Hi, Psycho Dave.
Psycho Dave.
Yeah, he's my brother.
That's a hell of a name.
He's an awesome guy. Dave's been with me many, many years. He's my awesome brother. We live in an electromagnetic projection screen inside a domed submarine, inside a flooded, double-sided, projected octahedron, inside a big ball bubble dream of the Horobus I draw. I like that, Dave. That's about it. Sums it up. Well done. Well. Yeah. Welcome all. And do share this show out if you so like. And the show that we did last night with Jason, where Jason and I sort of said what we think about what we know is going on in the ever so sneaky and seedy, shitty YouTube scene, which we've already talked about. So any channels you'd like to talk about, really? Or is it Brian Hancock? I like to talk about Brian Cockler's Cox a lot, because he's really, he can play cards. He's really ridiculous. Yeah, and things can only get better, but not for him. Okay, he can dream on. Okay, Brian Cockler's Cox. Yeah. He says the Earth's not flat because his son's seen a boat go over the fucking curve of the fucking seaside, and that is a scientist, apparently, or whatever he is. An actor. Oh yeah, an actor. I forgot. He got his job with Top of the Pops. Jimmy Savile giving this stuff probably. So yeah, Socal's going to be excellent. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really, all of us together, we're going to be doing some brainstorming, no doubt. We always do that. Come up with magical, amazing, paradigm-changing things. That's what we do.
I agree.
I know. GW, oi mate. Yeah, snow globe. Well, I'm a realmian. I am, guys. I don't. I definitely don't think it's a spinning ball. But what it is, you know, it could be like, you know, Antarctica and all that could be just unrendered because we haven't set eyes on it. Could be working on them sort of things. But I definitely think that there's realms which are not, which they call worlds. The old, you explained, wasn't it? The old word for realms was like worlds. They're not like circular worlds. They're worlds, realms. And I think we're in one of them. Like Tesla said.
Oh, Wire Paladin here. He's on my channel a lot. He's a researcher. This guy here, you can't just tell him anything. He's gonna go do his own work.
Oh yeah, cool.
He said, Martin Leakey, know much about FPV Angel from the UK?
Yeah,
I have
sure.
a story about FPV Angel.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to let you go first because I don't know where you're going with it, but I got some history with that guy.
Well, there's a lot. I've had a lot of suspicion about him over the years, but I've known him since at least 2015. He was there like early on, but then in about 2016, later, then he started his own channel, and he will go live for 6 hours straight. He does work which explains for Angel's electromagnetic model of Earth and all of the stuff you can find in my first book, The Holy Grail of Flat Earth. And he only gets, unfortunately, maybe 20 people watching him, even though he's cranking up for all those hours. And he puts a lot of effort in all of the time. But he does get shouts from all really, really big channels, but no one seems to be watching him. So,
well, you got to understand, he does it to himself.
Yeah,
he does it to himself. I'm going to explain why.
I tried to have him on my channel years ago, but it didn't happen.
I tried to reach out to him before too, man, but I didn't know he was so toxic. It's I'm not
saying he's toxic. I don't know that much about him. He's an English guy. Yeah, he's smart.
He might be all that. He might be all that. But it doesn't matter. All the intellect in the world's not going to save you if you have a toxic personality and you automatically assume that every new up-and-comer is stealing your shit.
Bravo.
So this is what happened between FPV Angel and I. I had never spoken to the man.
Oh, right. Jamie's saying he's an ass. What do you think, Square? FPV is set in stone. You know, FPV is set in stone.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is what happened with me. Once I had about 30,000 subs and I was rising because I was on the podcast circuit, FPV Angel posted a full list of YouTubers on BitChute because FPV Angel's on BitChute. Yeah. He posted a full list naming over 20 YouTube channels that he said were all CIA psyops and stealing his research. And I was on that list.
Yeah, well, you can't accuse me of that.
And I don't even know how I got on the list. He said I was an upstart. I just appeared on the scene out of nowhere. And it's not even true. I was on YouTube for over 2.5 years and didn't even have 1,000 subs. I had over 200 to 250 videos and nobody was watching me. But I've been in publishing with multiple books published since 2006. I wasn't an upstart. I was new to YouTube. But yeah, it doesn't even matter because I've never even seen his stuff to steal from it. Yeah. So I don't. But anyway, I saw the whole list. He named everybody. I said, "Oh wow, okay, that's what kind of guy this is." His success is determined by his attitude toward others. So as long as he's going to continue to be toxic to people who didn't deserve it, then he will never get the status he thinks he deserves. This is how reality reciprocates. He's always gonna be with 20 or 30 people listening, and he's never going to grow his channel.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of them out there over the years. Yeah,
that's terrible, man. It's toxic.
Yeah,
it's toxic.
I get it. Who is naming people? Well, we're just going through possibilities, Morpheus. You go off and do your own thinking. You know, we're not like, you know, telling people or anything or our opinion. We're just saying that we're in it. Okay, you see this thing existentially, guys. You see all of these different channels. I hardly watch. You know, I don't watch any really. I can't find the time, to be honest, with research. But
Robert Porter says, I cringe when people try and claim Jason had some deal in prison. Yeah, I agree with you, bro, because if I had a deal, I wouldn't have started my YouTube channel with $27 in my pocket from a wooden shack like you can see in all my original videos. I was broke off my ass. Yeah, and I kept pushing forward, pushing videos out while I'm doing manual labor every day just to live for 2.5 years. And I'm getting better and better as time progresses. But you're absolutely right. If I would have made a deal, you would have thought I would have had a lot more plush environment and resources instead of doing my first 300 videos on a damn phone and
I seen the builders merchants used to work in.
Yeah, man.
I seen it.
Yeah, you're right, man. These dudes with these accusations, they're just, that's all they are, is just dumb accusations.
Well, they're like, there's a lot of accusations being chucked out all the time. It pisses me off when they do it about Jason without doing the research. But like, you know, with Owen Benjamin, you know, he done that live feed the other day, and he's just like, oh, I'm shooting my mouth off, and I've never done the research. And when he did, he found out that it wasn't fucking true. So, you know, good on him, I guess.
Yeah, he's all right.
Well,
he's just not my enemy no more.
No. So yeah, so it's a new year, it's a new paradigm. Anyway, we've got some epic stuff going, guys, and we're going to be literally lifting the vibration and all of that ickiness.
Did you hear the news?
What news? Exciting news.
Oh, there's a new Star Wars movie coming out?
No.
Hell yeah. In the first 15 minutes, they stole all the FPV Angel shit.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
You want to have a word with Liedtkes Productions, because he keeps doing that all the time. I noticed
that's all right. He'll name them on BitChute.
Actually, it might be a thing, you know, because there was a film that came out, Mortal Engines, a few years ago, and it was all like basically Tartarian stuff, and you know, like Antiquitech and all of that. And I literally proposed moving cities like before the film came out. I was like, "Are they watching my vlogs?" And loads of people sent me emails and said, "I think they're watching your vlogs, man."
Yeah, man. It's a compliment, though, man.
It is a compliment. Yeah, it is.
You know, well, mimicry is the highest form of flattery. Flattery. So accusations.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta understand, what does the greatest enemy of mankind do? They accuse you of exactly what they're guilty of, and never tell the truth. That's their modus operandi.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah, man.
You live in glass houses anyway.
Yeah,
so FPV and EWAR are actually working together as I'm definitely going to be reading that.
I read it.
Because I had a little brainstorm about EWAR last night, because you know, people have been here from the beginning. Squirrel Sniper, there he is here. He's been there forever, and a lot of you will know the situation and the score. And this guy shit out of nowhere, 11th hour, fucking history of flat Earth, and then he fucking detracts and turns red coat and fucking just pulls back.
That was and
I knew you would.
That was an intelligent psyop to divide the community.
So FPVs with him, maybe, she's just checking out there, are actually working together. No. As for Maldenveld, not sure. No, I spoke to Maldenveld. He's a lovely chap, and he said in the emails, I asked him for a hangout a year ago. He said that I was the benchmark for all his work, and he really appreciated me and all of that, but he wouldn't be able to have a hangout with me. He's working on a project. 2 weeks later, he's working with this EWAR, Woody Nichols, and Beeks, and it's sort of like where they're trying to validate official history. Alarm bell started ringing. Now I'm going to ask a question here. If you're on my Facebook, my Martin Matsons, you may have seen a picture approximately 2 years ago where Woody had put in a picture of J-Dubs laying on tens of thousands of dollars. Did anybody actually capture that picture? Ooh. Because 2 weeks later, he comes out with like a fucked up video where 1 minute he's my mate and the next minute he's like the enemy of the fucking Tartarian state for some reason. And, you know, the whole idea that they're trying to validate official history and bring in a piss poor things, like there is definitely serious fucking questions about these great expositions, guys. I don't care what anyone says. There's too many fucking questions, and they focus on aspects and narratives to validate official history. Now, there's something definitely with that, and that's not the sort of thing the truthers do anyway, is it? So I had a lot of questions with that. That's still ongoing, and there's other factions as well within the community that only that's their modus operandi every single day, is to fucking crank up and go on about me. And now they go on about you as well in my community.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I know.
It's all free publicity.
So there's a few of them. So not that I give a shit anyway, because the bottom feeders, in fact, they're worse than that. They're bottom feeders and bottom feeders. They're actually commentating on something.
There are troll channels that are not monetized. Yeah. There's no way they're making any money from what they're doing, but the amount of time it takes to splice video content together to make these troll videos about Archaix is it exceeds anything I have to do to produce a 2-hour presentation full of graphics.
It's weird. Why would anyone sit there 4 hours?
Time. It's because they're funded. Guys, I told you last night, didn't I mention that in last night's presentation? I'm not going to put any channels out there on this because I can't prove these emails are correct. But I have emails from people in the community that say they know and have it on good authority that certain channels have hired these small troll channels just to attack Archaix over and over and over. And this is what's happening. And there are several of these channels, they get no money. There's no reward for this energy output unless they're being funded. And I'm cool with that because I've told my brother here many times, I'm a spiritual alchemist. There is no amount of negativity you can send my way that I'm not going to turn around and find something positive I can turn it into. It's just not going to happen.
It mirrors back, boys.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, so all of that neggy stuff that happens and all that.
Gigi talking about my hat. I got to investigate this.
You got to.
Gigi's talking about my hat. I think she don't like my hat.
I had a ton of people coming at my channel talking about a pack of shit, which is really weird because it is a beautiful thing talking about the golden era and the age of free energy and how groovy we actually had it compared to this catastrophe, stupidest reset in history, which is happening now. Like the movie Idiocracy, only worse. And it doesn't help when you got like, you know, all this disinfo agents buzzing around like flies on shit all the time. Okay,
Benjamin Crossland, you're right. I did not make this hat.
No,
who made this hat? Didn't know.
No, it's real. It's an official like
disinfo hat. No, I had some. I entertained some guests from New Zealand. One Talks. The One Talks made this hat, didn't they? From New Zealand.
The Montauk's.
Yeah, the One Talks.
Oh, the One Talks. Yeah. Oh, I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah. The One Talks made this hat for me before they went back to New Zealand. They came over here to stay with me for a little while.
Oh, I don't know. Like, you know, it's like with the you know, the whole, all of our work, you know, we do require evidence. We're just telling you that we, you know, this just like this disproportionateness, this, you know, the better channels, as you obviously know, are just like, you know, shadow banned, kept back, when all of these channels that are repeating a lot of that information and the narrative are shot forward by YouTube because they're in some sort of clique. Or something's going fucking on anyway.
Damn cat.
Yeah, don't walk on a keypad, cat. Switch everything off. I could go back.
We need to cat-proof the studio.
Yeah. Love the hats. Yeah, well, I'm actually, I can think better. Honestly, I'm getting like clear signals. It's unbelievable. OTW and K, good to see you. Lizzo, good to see you. What's happening? Ooh. Pamela Swan, bringing the love and the higher vibration. She's a master at that. Cattails. Yeah.
Cattails?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
We reached out to John Levy.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if we reached out to John
Levy.
I did,
yeah.
We gave the man an invite. Can I tell him everything we offered him? Can I tell him everything we offered him?
Why? Yeah.
We offered John Levy, we offered to fly him to and from San Diego. He doesn't even have to speak. He just be there for the meet and greet and to take pictures and all that. You know, since we have so many, you know, personalities coming together, offered to pay him $1,000 on top of that just for joining us there. And still, I mean, and offered to pay his hotel while he's in San Diego. And you know what? He still just finds it more conducive to just stay at home.
It's not that he did have reasons. It's just like, to me, it's like if you really wanted something strongly enough in the community, you would do something about it. And that's what upset me here. That's why I got, and I literally snapped at him. I didn't mean to. I'm feeling a bit bad about it now. But it's like, I got an elderly cat, and the bitch is, I don't even like the fucking cat.
He's not our enemy, but he just turned us down.
We offered, and then I said, well, we'll pay for a fucking cat sitter, whatever it fucking takes, because the community absolutely love you. So, you know, reciprocate. But just won't do it. Okay.
Hey, these public gatherings, they're just not for everybody. That's okay.
No, he's introverted anyway. He's a bit of a stoner. I don't think he's into people. And that's his business. You know, and he lives out in the fucking middle of nowhere and stuff. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people who live off the grid are like that.
I'm just saying, if it was me, I'd have fucking done whatever it fucking takes, you know, for the community. If they loved you that much, and you know, just to see their little faces.
You came over here in an ale barrel on a two-week voyage.
I'd come over in a fucking in a truck tire, just like that. Leave five months in advance to get you.
Man, you would never make it over there, man. There's monsters in that.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll be all right. I'll just hang around in doldrums for a month or so, getting a bit of a
Yeah,
suntan.
just because we live in an age of technology, just because you haven't heard any stories or listen, in the 1940s, Thor Heyerdahl was in a reed boat with his men,
Oh,
2
I
or
love that
3 men,
story.
and in that reed boat, a monster came up out of the Pacific, and they looked at this creature. And you got to understand, this is before this is way out in the Pacific. There's no engines, no boats, no humans out there. He's in a reed boat trying to prove to academia that the ancient Polynesians, Micronesians, and Melanesians, South Pacificers in reed boats could have sailed anywhere in the world they wanted to, and he proved that. Thor Heyerdahl did that. I've got every one of his books. I love his history. I love his Sumerian studies about Dillman and who the Sumerians truly were. And he wasn't about that ancient aliens BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's good. That is.
Yeah, his stuff is fantastic. But man, when he was in that reed boat, they got to see a prehistoric whale. I'm saying prehistoric because according to the history books in the 1940s, these whales had been extinct for almost 1 million years. But Thor Heyerdahl photographed it. It was right there. It came up and investigated them, and he knew exactly what it was, and it wasn't even supposed to be alive. This big old giant like narwhal or something. It's in one of his books. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But the reason I'm telling you that story, it's just like German U-boat captains. I've read some really unique books published in the 70s and 80s where German U-boat records were released, and what the captains of the German submarines saw underwater is amazing. It's almost unbelievable. Krakens and giant squids, and you know what? I'm not trying to hear it. I do not go out in that ocean. There are monsters out there in that water. I'm not doing it. I'm absolutely fearless when it comes to my human compatriots. But I'm telling you now, I will run from a jellyfish.
Yeah, man. John Levy stays authentic to who he is. Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah, he does. He's his own man. Give him that. Doesn't have to do what other people want him to do. I get that.
Oh man, we're just ranting. We're just ranting because we really wanted him to participate.
We would love to have.
That's all.
You know.
Yeah, we'll
get over it.
We're definitely not dissing him.
No, fuck no. Love the dude, man. Fucking hell.
Believe me.
I know.
Believe me, I would offer Robert Seifer the exact same thing. I just don't have his email. But if Robert Seifer's listening, I wouldn't mind him showing up, doing a walk-in.
That would be good.
I believe we're in his neck of the woods too. If Robert Seifer wanted to come to the Archaix meetup and meet everybody, you know, some of these other YouTubers, he knows everybody's names. He's seen them on YouTube before. So shoot, Max Egan, it'd be badass.
Oh yeah,
it'd be badass.
Oh, that'd be super, a super meet. It is anyway.
I'd definitely give him John Levy's $1,000.
Oh, thank you.
I promise you that. Thanks, babe. You like my hat?
Looks sexy.
It does?
Sure does.
Something I need to wear more often? All right.
I feel smarter already, though, with this. Newer thoughts. I like Sylvie. She was out really early on in the movement. She's one of the first in the world. But she's not really approachable. She had a really amazing the megalithsorg.com website. So she had all of that up and running like from an instant. And
right.
It wasn't really an organic growth. And she's nearly impossible to get in contact with. She's not like a community member. You'll never see her in chat. She's not one of us. But having said that, I tried to get a hang up with Sylvie early on. And she just sent me a video saying how stupid I was thinking she was flat. So I thought, well, I won't bother with you anymore, lovely Sylvie. But I still like her. But, you know, she does come up with some different stuff, like, you know, that I don't agree with. But overall, you know, Tartarian, mudflood.
Yeah, the archivist, they're mentioning the archivist. The archivist, listen, that guy is on the table. He's on the table. I'm not trying to push him away. I'm not trying to run from him. I like the guy. He actually uses my method of research. He actually goes to the source materials, the original thing, and reads from those. And this is what I do. This is what Archaix was predicated on. So I'm all for that. Only reason I haven't introduced the archivist more into my community is because of his associations, people that have vehemently attacked me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, I got my eye on him. Believe me, I like his material. I've already watched 4 of his videos now. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Robert Sphere likes good food. Offer him some munchies.
Who, Robert Seifer?
Yeah, it's obviously Seifer. He
Yeah,
likes,
it's-
food.
yeah.
Likes food.
Yeah, Robert Seifer's he's like
We'll hook you up.
he's like blackballed by his own society. As far as academia goes, the anthropology.
Yeah, he's not popular.
Yeah, he's not popular at all.
Which is a good sign.
But which is a good sign for us. Good sign for us. But yeah.
No, these keep vacuum out, Kate. I could go into space with one of these. Yeah, if you just have like a bit of a carrier bag over here and the vacuum keep it out, like NASA do, and it'll be awesome. Yeah. We're going to space.
Yeah, man.
Fuck it, it's in space. Okay. Yeah, it does amplify EMFs. I'm aware of that, Robin. Okay, I feel my head's getting hot anyway. It doesn't matter. It's making me smart. That's nice. Hidden hands behind. Yeah, I used to think that, and there was like weird circumstances in my life that would like, appear that there was a hidden hand somewhere in the background making all of this happen. Definitely. So, and I used to regard it as the hidden hand as well. So, the oversoul.
What about the oversoul?
Is that what was helping me in these times of crisis? I had
We're always helped by the oversoul, even whether we recognize what the oversoul is or not.
I don't
We're
know.
always helped.
I had like when I was about 8-year-old or 7-year-old or something, I was in a sea. All my family had dived off into a bar on a seaside resort. We were on holiday.
Somebody called us the Illuminati. Illuminati.
I see what I did there. Illuminati. So yeah, and I was like really like pissed off, and I'm just like this on the stairs. I'm only a little kid, and it just came over me, man. And I had this like non-audio voice saying, "Don't even worry about things, man. Then you got to be kept for better things, bigger things later on in life." And as I came back out into that light, I tell you what, I wasn't the same person as when I sat on them steps. Something fucking happened to me right there, changed my life forever. Where I was like, and then I went all like flippant and not really worrying about my mortality with my attitude because of that message. I was like, well, yeah, be kept for great things. I think I should just be reckless and not give a fuck, which I did. And I was right because of 50.
Man, that shit really took off. The Illuminati.
Yeah, I think that should be like a coined phrase now.
You need to change the title of this video, dude.
I need to write it down.
You need to change the title of this video to "The Illuminati Speaks."
Oh, Illuminati.
As aluminum.
Illuminati.
Man, this shit really took off.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be a title. All right, I'll write this down. I'm changing it later. Thank you, Kay. Maximum shoutage.
Greg Berry, he said he read a Behold a Pale Horse in 1991 while serving in the military.
Huh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, do you know that Mocking Horse book? What is it? Mockingbird.
Mockingbird?
Yeah.
To
kill a mockingbird. Why do they associate that with so many serial killers? Chapman, who killed John Lennon, was supposed to be reading it, and there's another assassin as well supposed to be reading this book. I'm wondering if there was anything to do with mind control, trigger words.
I don't know, but mockingbird is a term that you call somebody who is parroting or repeating something that doesn't belong to them.
Oh, is that right?
Mockingbird.
All right, yeah, I get it. All right, yeah. Huh. Interesting.
So mentioning mockingbird in the association of a killing or assassination would be actually a code for saying this person was talking about something they weren't supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, I get it. Interesting. Not that I think for a second Chapman actually killed John Lennon.
Oh, Sojourn 138. Look at that. What? Illuminati. Foiled again. That's the best.
Can I have that? Can I have that for a title? Please say that.
Man, that's badass.
Oh my
Illuminati.
God.
Foiled again.
I'm going to do that. That's the title. I got to get a nice thumbnail to match that as well. Thank you for that. You're awesome. Foiled again. Fucking brilliant. Nanu.
Hey, man, all I got to do, it takes me about an hour, and I'll have a badass little video and theme tune for the Illuminati. Foiled again.
I got like cut them off. Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant.
That is amazing, man.
That's a keeper. I'm keeping that one.
Damn, man. That's crazy.
Okay, what we got here? Yeah, they've heard of metalheads, but this is ridiculous.
I'm a metalhead.
And I am. I'm a metalhead. Yeah, man. But not like really heavy metal.
I'm a metalhead.
Yeah, you're a proper metalhead.
Yeah, man.
Death metal.
But then again, I also put my country music on, and they all just look at me flat face when I'm over here just in my zone.
Yeah.
Listen to my country music.
Yeah, man. All my exes live in Texas. That one. Have you heard that?
Is that the only country song you know, man?
So, no. I know achy breaky hat.
Oh man.
My achy breaky hat. That one. That's proper country.
Brandon C. That's right.
Yeah.
Can't admit, Lamb of God. We're not gonna get to talking about music though. Y'all gonna get me going.
Yeah, I know. No.
Yeah. You get me on some Gemini syndrome and some machine head.
Yeah, no. It's not for me.
Let's see here.
What was that? Catcher in the Rye. Yeah, it was Catcher in the Rye for the serial killers.
Okay, Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, it was. I don't know where I got that Mockingbird one from. I think it was from another film. I think I'm confused. I am confused. There's definitely something going on with that Dakota hotel though in New York, why they all feel they need to live in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Yoko Ono still live in there. Woody Allen lived in there. Tesla lived in there. And they filmed Rosemary's Baby in there.
Yeah.
Something going on with that. Yeah, Nickelback. I like Nickelback.
That's not metal. Stop
It's not
that.
metal.
Stop that.
That's not. That's smooth metal. Like Black Velvet, if you please.
That's
Velvet metal.
Atlanta Miles.
Yeah. Did you like that record?
It's good.
It's a good
I like
record.
Atlanta Miles.
Black Velvet.
I like a lot of. There's all kinds of music I like. I love classic rock.
Yeah, that was a good track. Cradle of Filth. Oh my God, you had that name in a while. So they're going on the music thing. This always happens. Slipknot. Did you like Pearl Jam?
Who?
See, I don't know them either. They're an American band.
I just wanted to hear you say it in your accent.
Pearl Jam.
No, I wasn't a fan.
No, Ace of Spades, Motorhead.
That was in the 90s. I wasn't a fan.
Motorhead, best band in the world.
I got like one or two songs I like. I do like Tool. Lobotomy 242, you're on the team. You need to come to my channel, I'll give you a blue wrench just for mentioning Tool.
If you watch like Motorheads on YouTube, Ace of Spades, you can slow it down on YouTube. Listen to it slower. Just say it because it's really, really quick. Yeah, Whitesnake, epic. Coverdale, best ever. Deep Purple singer. Okay, he's got my vote. They were one of my greatest bands of all time. So somebody said Gibson in ZZ Top was actually a chick because he was little, and I don't think that's a thing in Texas, is it?
No,
I don't think that's a thing in Texas. Whoever said
in Texas, people will grab down there and make sure you're a guy. That shit don't fly here.
Yeah, they don't do that shit in Texas. No.
No.
So, Limp Bizkit. So Ian Gillan was not the best singer. No. Yeah. So like I'm supposed to be like somebody put a video saying I was Chester Bennington, American lead singer of Linkin Park. Yeah. And my friend was my TV wife, and basically I'm supposed to be like some rich person's son, and they've like basically added 30 years onto my age, rolled me out again, gave me a facelift, and then made me British, Welsh, and then stuck me in a shithole flat in Ely. It's weird. Maybe I should have a word. Maybe I should have a word about that. I didn't work out, for a famous pop star. How I thought, yeah, whatever. Anyway, Professor Dave's a twat. I'm just saying, I'm allowed to say that. It's my channel.
It is your channel.
I'll get away with that. It's fine. So apart from that, he gets a script.
Is he a real professor?
No, he's not. No, he's very limited intelligence. He's given a script, and anything outside the script, he goes to shit. He's like, oh my God, I actually think for myself. I don't think I can actually do that.
I got someone looking up that professor of history that just went on Next Level Soul podcast channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got someone looking him up right now. I'm about to call him out.
Is he real? Is he a real doctor?
He's a real professor.
Professor of history.
But he's spewing that Atlantis BS bullshit. 9,000 years BC. I'm about to grab a hold of him.
It's so embarrassing. These academics, they must be like literally brown alerts. I mean, they must be shitting themselves. Prairie dogging it by now.
I have visitors that come to the house sometimes, and I just when you research something so much from so many different perspectives and different source materials, you get to know it so good. And well, we get visitors here and they come over and they'll trigger me and ask me something and I'll just go off for like 15, 20 minutes. And it's just the blank looks I get on people's faces and I realize I've gone too far. Sometimes Dawn's like, all right, man,
You can't fuck that.
you need to rein it in. You lost them 10 minutes ago. But it's just information. It explodes from you, not just because you know it, but it's because by virtue of a lifetime of learning and research, you believe it. So when you can demonstrate things, it's a whole lot more persuasive than when you can just parrot what you read out of a book. That's different. So these professors, their education sucks. I have not been impressed with any of them that I've talked to, and it's getting ridiculous. It's almost as if about 50 years ago there was an executive decision from higher up to go ahead and just dumb down the world, because the material I read from books that are before World War II were written by minds that can think with better clarity and depth than we can today. And I include myself in that. I am not equal to the books that I researched from before World War II.
Have you ever seen the handwriting as well?
Yeah, the handwriting, all that's amazing.
Unbelievable
amazing.
handwriting.
We've been dumbed down.
Oh, no shit. But they got good fun action.
Hell yeah.
I bet the Victorians can get it down on a phone like that quick.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Just saying.
It's crazy. So, Russell Brand, can I tell him what I think?
Oh, God, yes, please, let's.
Yeah, okay.
And
So,
I watched his last video.
So by a process of elimination, I have to think. So Russell Brand has been accused of rape. Okay. Russell Brand's girlfriend is a Rothschild, or is it Rockefeller?
Well, no, he was married to Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And she's related to the Rothschilds.
Okay, well, we have this family association pretty strong here. He's a world-renowned figure. He's been allowed to come on up. He's been seen shaking hands with a lot of people.
Trump,
there's a
Pope.
rumor. Yeah, there's a rumor he might be a 32nd, 33 degree
Indeed.
Mason. All this. You know what? All that's really interesting.
And a member of the Fabians, because he used a whitealization on his iconography for his channel, The Truths, and people were pulling him, saying, well, because it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing on the Fabian Society's symbol, and he was using the Fabian symbol, so people called him he was a member of the Fabians. So there's plenty of them. Farage is one of them.
He's given Graham Hancock at least twice free reign to sit there and lie to the public about that bullshit Atlantis chronology. So you know what? In Masonry, there's a ritual. I didn't come up with this. Other people noticed this. I'm just taking note of what other people have seen and know about Freemasonry. But Russell Brand is a Freemason. In him being a Freemason, one of the things that they do to their own society before they elevate them even higher is a ritual called the humiliation. So I believe that Russell Brand is going to walk away from all this fine, and that he's going to be even more powerful and more well-known after this little fiasco is over with.
Bit of credibility
this
and
is
trust.
All ritualistic.
Yeah, I can see what he's doing.
And we can see it happening in many other people throughout history in the last century. Yeah, and the humiliation could be as a punishment for something stupid he said, or it can strictly be to basically narrate major news events to keep people from looking over here, and then whatever over here is going on, we can go ahead and go back and find out, oh, you're innocent after all.
Yeah, but you also get the narrative, you have like top channels get taken out and then they're set back up again, so that they get credibility and trust with the community. It's like, oh, he can't be a fucking shill, he's had his channel taken down. So he could be doing that. He could be like, you know, like with Julian Assange, I don't think that he's going to be hiding out in a fucking Ecuadorian fucking embassy for the next 10 years, do you? So, I think he's definitely going to walk, and then they'll say and spin that he was attacked by a media, because he's saying there's 2 media outlets specifically that are attacking him with this on his last post, and he virulently denies any wrongdoing, and I don't think it fits the MO for him anyway. I really, really don't. But outside of this, you know, I think it will do him a lot of good, because, you know, I read into does bad publicity, is bad publicity good? I read years ago. It is good, but only in the short term, never in the long term, because memory lasts. So he could be playing that card, and he could be getting the trust in the community thing, you know, that they screwed me over. We'll see how this pans out. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the only one.
No,
Trump went through a humiliation ritual too. And for all you guys that are still holding on to that bullshit political narrative, I'm telling you, Trump is a team player. He's not your friend.
No.
I'm telling you now. So Trump went through the humiliation ritual. He's not the only one. Somebody just mentioned a couple actors who've gone through the humiliation ritual and came out just fine. Kevin Spacey, David Chappelle, Kevin Spacey.
They want him to wear a frock and stuff, don't they? And when they don't, like, they get right a bit nasty.
What happened to Sinead O'Connor?
Yeah, what happened to Sinead O'Connor, indeed?
Yeah, man.
Mental illness? Not actually sure. I really liked Sinead O'Connor. I was gutted when she was dead. So there goes my chance.
Well, long before she was dead, she had to make an apology to the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, I know.
Dress as a nun and all that old stuff like that.
She went out with a vicar for a bit, didn't she? But you know, he didn't actually look like a vicar. He looked like a model dressed as a vicar. So there's something going on there. I really like Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to her.
Yeah. Very few chicks can pull off shaving their head and look hot as hell.
It's them eyelashes and them beautiful eyes. She got beautiful big peepers, haven't she? And that voice, that angelic angel's Irish voice. Wow. Yeah, she's lovely. Or was lovely.
Yeah, I believe the closer we get to 2040. Well, actually, I've already published this before.
Called twins.
The doors get sealed in 2036. But the closer we get to 2036, you're going to see prominent officials go to prison, get indicted in all kinds of things, get killed, assassinations, none of it's real. None of it's real.
Oh, skunk.
This is how they remove them and start sending them and their families into the underworld. Get them. All those facilities are already there. They're already prepared. They're already prepped. They're already paid for. They're doing final touches on them. But all the way because believe me, when the elite bed down for these hard resets, like the one we got coming in 2040, that's what they do. They go down years in advance, and then they come up. And when they come up, they start over again. Look what happened in 1902. 1902 is unprecedented in all the different companies, corporations, benefit societies, all the organizations, everything that just exploded onto the world scene in 1902, 1903, and 1904, as if the elite were just holding back, waiting, holding their breath, and then all of a sudden, and on my channel, I've got it documented. All this stuff that just appeared, new patents, new discoveries, air conditioning, all kinds of new electrical devices, Harley Davidson, everything, flight, airplanes, everything unleashed onto the public right as soon as they realized that May of 1902 was not going to be a hard reset.
Yeah.
Once they realized that, they unleashed. Yeah, guys, shit's real, and we're about to go through it again. It's almost been 138 years. We're about to go through it again.
Underground.
The elite going in. Hey, real soon on my channel, I'm showing nothing but alchemical treatises. I have 400 pictures now. Most of them I got from you.
I got a load of alchemical.
You got a load of I haven't even seen yet, but I'm showing all this knowledge hidden right there in alchemy. Every bit of it's right there. Transmutation of lead into gold is not about lead into gold. I'm telling you guys that this is an old cycle. It's a reset cycle. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time.
Oh, they know. They tell us in contemporary music and in literature, in all of the religious scriptures.
Watch how this plays out. If Trump comes back as president and all of a sudden a whole bunch of people start getting locked up, and listen, guys, it's all bullshit. All of a sudden they send actors and politicians and military officials and all these pseudo traitors to Guantanamo Bay, and all this Q stuff looks like it's really coming true. It's all bullshit, guys. Every bit of it was by design. All these people are being rounded up and sent to safety. They're gone. And most of the surface world is going to fall for this BS.
They probably went when all that weirdness happened and fucked off. I propose that Skylink thing that we see is not actually what they're saying, obviously not. But only squadrons of planes taking them out of here on a nightly basis, I did propose. But I think they were going then. I really do. I think they were going then. I think keep everyone in while they get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yep.
Yeah, and the people you see now look nothing like the people that they used to be, because they got like replacements, and these people in body doubles or just like, you know, fucking just superimpose their faces. It's the internet, for fuck's sake. So we know that definitely can happen.
We already know, dude. That's why Martin and I are becoming more and more vocal. It's obvious that we're on a clock and it's counting down. And all these distractions in world news and all, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
They're covering up what's really going on. Remember, we followed this 2.5 years ago with the trucker convoys. They had to normalize what you saw, especially in the United States, with all these trucker convoys. So they created this huge fiction of what was going on, which was only true with one convoy. All the other convoys, though, were doing something. And all these migrants that appeared on the borders, 2.2 million, most of them were ferried away. Military-aged men were ferried away in military convoys. Where'd those people go? I know where they went. They went to underground facilities. And remember, all the Q people were all talking about, all across YouTube, there were so many channels talking about, hey, all these detonations, all these bombs blowing up in the underworld, that's Space Force and Trump and the U.S. military going out and blowing up all these underground facilities to save these children from this satanic cabal that has all these underground facilities. Yeah. People fell for this hook, line, and sinker. It's bullshit. They were demoing areas for future real estate in the underworld. That's what that was about. Colleges were reporting the seismographs were going in colleges. You couldn't hide it. These detonations were going on the underworld everywhere. But it wasn't the military rescuing children. We haven't seen a single child from the underworld yet.
Or any evidence.
Yeah, all the med beds, all this stuff was all by design. It was a part of what Wano Saban's doing now with several others. The Patriot Pacification Program. They are the new Bolsheviks. To me, it's treason. To me, it's absolute treason what they're doing. Just telling you a bunch of yarns and shit to keep that hopium up so you're neutralized and you don't do anything. And by the time you realize you've been had, everybody who you can actually blame is a puppet and an actor, because the guilty are locked away in vaults in the underworld waiting through a reset, and they won't resurface for 10 to 12 years. Yeah, man, this is a cycle that's gone on many, many times.
Yeah. And the evidence we see is happening.
In other words, it's going down. Yeah, Charlie Ward. Yeah, he's another one.
It's going down.
Hell yeah. Please, man.
So are you looking forward to Jordan Maxwell unseen videos?
Yeah, man. My publisher's going to give me a bunch of footage, old footage from Jordan Maxwell. I'm going to do commentaries on him.
That'd be groovy.
It's the best thing I could do because his health was failing and he died before he and I could talk.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay. Nothing new under the sun, typical English guy? No shit.
Yeah, man. You want to know what's really going on? You need to watch
YouTube.
A Boy and His Dog. That's what you need to watch. Watch that movie there. It's an old movie. It's the first movie. You know, what's that guy that plays Miami Vice?
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson was young. But
I've seen it.
Don Johnson and his dog. His
actor.
dog talks. World War III has already destroyed the world. Don Johnson's walking through a post-apocalyptic world, and he finds out the elite are living in the city underground just fine. They got everything. Everybody on the surface is doing bad. A Boy and His Dog. That's
never.
You can merge that movie with another so tells the truth. It's called Night of the Comet. When a thing appears in the sky,
is that the Triffids?
The military are hiding underground when this thing appears in the sky in red dust. People turn to red dust all over the world. And those who are exposed mutate a little bit, but those who are hiding in the deepest parts of basements and stuff, they're just fine. They come out and they find everybody gone. Then the military starts hunting their asses down. They come out from their underground facilities. Yeah, A Boy and His Dog and Night of the Comet. You merge those two movies together, you have a pretty good approximate as to what these Phoenix resets are like.
And that Christ brings a sword, and the last man on earth. Yeah, that's a bit of a title failure, that is, because that's with Vincent Price, and he's not actually the last man on earth because they have like loads of vampires and stuff attacking him. Nice. So he wasn't alone, but it's a cracking little film, regardless. Logan's Run. Well, we were discussing Logan's Run last night, Kerry. It's everything's in that film.
Oh, Logan's Run is another. There's another one you need to.
Kills of 32. They know nothing of their reality. It's a complete dystopia, but it's a cracking film. I seen that in the cinema when it came out. Absolutely loved it because Jenny Agutter was in it, basically. Soylent Green. That was set 2020, where everybody was eating Soylent Green, which was the dead. So.
Lobotomy 242 is talking about the September 23 thoughts. Hey, it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
It could be a false Carrington event. It could be a grid being taken down. It could be a terroristic attack involving AI. I don't know. It could be anything. The internet has changed fundamentally this year quite a bit already. Well, not only did the Chat GPT and the Open AI forums explode in 2023 being used, but they're starting to AI systems are now taking over all. You can't go to Shutterstock, you can't go to 123rf.com, you can't go to Pixabay. All the places where you go get your images and copyright license now are run by AI bots, and they offer AI stuff. GoDaddy and Google now have .ai as a part of the internet. Most people don't even know about this.
Right.
You don't have to have Archaix.com. Now you can have Archaix.ai. You can have all this stuff. The new .ai domains just came out and they're already changing the internet. We're having AI systems that are actually monitoring and controlling whole websites that act like a robot and do things for you. It's crazy, guys. Then you have like I said, all these venues are now promoting the AI art, AI videos, and all kinds of stuff. AI is just taking over. Then we have Microsoft is basically, this is an undeclared war, but Microsoft is literally using AI to take over Google. Google's ability for searches is being diminished. Google is being attacked on all fronts. You're not able to pull up things on Google like you, but Microsoft Bing AI is taking over all of that. All the laptops and home computers that are being bought now, you literally have to fight off Bing. Get it off your laptop. You have to go deep in your settings, and it still keeps coming back. Yeah, man, I've been having I got 2 new laptops. You know the problems I've been having. I've been telling you every time I open my laptop, Bing tries to throw more stuff at me, and I got nothing but Google settings, but Google's losing. Shit. All the way across the board. This Bing Microsoft AI is taking over all the operating systems. And Bing, I've played with Bing. When you Google, not when you Google, but when you search things on Bing, way more stuff comes up that is not appearing on Google. It's like Google's being suffocated out. But
yeah, Bing sucks.
Yeah, the internet's fundamentally changing. I wouldn't be surprised if something major happens. I mean, they've got all kinds of cards to play. They still got the alien card to play. They got the green comet. They're talking about a green comet shit. They got all kinds of things to play. There are parts of Europe that haven't had the internet for a few weeks. I really don't know what's going on over there, and most people don't. We don't get real good, accurate information in the States about what's going on in Europe, especially with all the French unrest and all that. We just don't get that. We don't get that information over here.
Yeah, nobody does. They're hiding about what's happening in France. Yeah, Marticus, London. Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah, that's my.
I know.
Name.
As far as
Mandela affected.
As far as my predictions, everything changed with me when I did the decode on the first seal. And I realized that my Judeo-Christian programming had me looking at the 7 seals a totally wrong way. And I had to reveal to you guys what I found. And I revealed that video, the first seal, and I showed you how this is not what we've been taught as Christians. This is not what's taught at all. These are Greek. Revelation was written in Greek. All the symbols are Greek. And when you apply what the Greeks knew about these symbols, It's a totally different series of events unfolding than what the Judeo-Christian world talks about some Antichrist appearing on a white horse, going forth to conquer. It's going to be an artificial Jesus, and people are going to get behind him. This is the story we were sold. It's not the story we find. When we research the white horseman and the bow and the crown, and we research the imagery of the centaur in Greek, we find it's Apollo. It's Apollo Pharmakeia. And the Greek in bow is toxin. And when we reinterpret the original Greek using a Greek interlinear translation, which the syntax is different than the English, and you read it as the Greeks would read it, you have a toxin being disseminated among all the people through medicine, coming from those who are trusted and wear white. This is the interpretation of the first seal. And then once I knew that, I already knew the sixth seal. The sixth seal is what my whole channel is about. My first book published in 2006, Sixth Seal. I've never changed the dates because I've always had the chronology since I finished Chronicon. The sixth seal is 2040. It's the month of May. It's the phoenix. The sun goes black as sackcloth. The moon turns red. Rocks fall from the sky. And a great earthquake has the elite praying to God that for their lives and all that. So listen, guys, it's a perfect countdown. If COVID-19 was the first seal, then it qualifies because it's something that affected the entire world.
Oh, yeah.
It was an attack by the pharmaceutical giants against the human population. It was done through a needle, an arrow, a bow called toxin in Greek.
Weird.
You guys, shit gets deep. And the symbol of Apollo Pharmakeia, where Apollo got all his information from in the ancient Greek world, was a centaur. This is a half man, half horse. And this is the origin of all medical knowledge in ancient Greek mythology, was from a centaur. So now also you can't escape the fact that he was given a crown, which is corona. The Greek god Apollo was married to a goddess named Coronis. Yeah, guys, this thing goes deep.
Can't make that shit up.
You can't make that shit up. The first seal, remember, this isn't the apocalypse. The 7 seals were designed for immortals who were trapped in the construct to wake up.
Would you be able to keep my show going for 2 seconds?
Yeah, go do your thing.
All right, guys.
Do your thing, man.
Thanks.
So yeah, the first seal of the apocalypse is a wake-up call to the whole world. Pay attention. Things are about to get interesting. The second seal is a video I'm about to do. The second seal, now I understand. I need to divorce myself from the Judeo-Christian programming because it completely had me looking in the wrong direction. The book of Revelation is written in Greek. Much of the material comes from the Sibylline oracles. A lot of it comes from the writings of Cerinthus, who is a student of the Gnosis, who had preserved many of the prophecies of the ancient oracles and sibyls. This is amazing material, but it's all written in Greek, and it's all written from Greek perspective. This means we need to go to the Greek symbols and the interpretations thereof to understand what is being conveyed to us. The entire New Testament was written in Greek. This is what we need to pay attention to. So in doing that, the second seal isn't anything like we've been told. And in the interpretations of the Bible that we have today, there's even vast differences. I'll give you one example now. The great sword of the second horseman, he comes forth to bring war. That's not what the text says. It says he comes to take peace from the earth, and the great sword isn't even a great sword. It's an assassin's dagger. It's a small weapon, which changes the whole meaning of the red horseman, who's not even red. We have it as red horseman in our Bibles today. It's not red in Greek. So we're going to get into that in the video. I'm not trying to hijack this video. This is what's coming in the near future on my channel. I'm going to go deep off into that. But I'm just trying to tell you guys, in 2020, the whole world changed. Everybody woke up who's gonna wake up, and the collective continued to stay in dungeon programming. But in 2020, the first seal was broken, and the second seal is going to be just as big. It's going to affect just as many people.
Would you say that was soon? Because everyone seems to sense there's something big on the horizon.
I believe it's before the end of the year.
I do too.
I believe each seal is 1,440 days apart,
yeah,
which is slightly under 4 years, which is exactly 4 years, the number of the tetramorph in Revelation, which is exactly 4 years under the divine calendar of 360 days a year. But we live in a calendar now that's 365.25. We live under a vague, corrupt calendar. Therefore, 1,440 years is slightly less than 4 years. So we're looking at an event somewhere in October, November, or December.
I think everyone instinctively knows this is the case.
Yeah, everybody feels it. Everybody feels it. Everybody feels it. Everything on TV is a distraction.
We all felt before COVID. We all felt something was coming. My whole chat feed was blowing up all the time, saying there's something bigger than 9/11 coming, and everyone knew it as well. Yeah, the way consciousness is, we just know, guys, that this shit's coming, and now we know doubly it is.
Yep. No doubt, no doubt. Oh, we got 908 people in the chat.
Awesome. Thanks. 913 says here. Thanks for popping by, guys. Awesome to see you. We go in a couple of hours. I've got stuff to share. We could click through a few pictures and stuff.
Let's do it.
Okay, we got some pictures. We got some things that may amuse you a little bit later. We're going to have a little look. But firstly, we're going to have a look at some alchemical images because Jason is really good at decoding these things, and they're not what the original score is with the Philosopher's Stone, etc. at all. So let's have a little flick through. Some of these got definite phoenixes in them. Look at that one there. Look at that one. It's got the phoenix.
Yes, it does.
With the all-seeing eye.
All-seeing eye. It's got the phoenix. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it has.
Okay, but you go, but you got the upside down triangle right here, facing the right side up triangle.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the pyramid of fire. You see the little flames licking
Yeah.
out right now? This is a pyramid of water. The one that faces down.
Yeah.
Remember, the sky was a vapor canopy. The water was in the vault.
It's all in there.
Of the sky. So, yeah, man. Here's mankind. Adam and Eve always represents humankind. Here's humankind. They're facing the pyramid of fire. Oh, where's a word in here? What is this word? Paradise. Okay.
Paradise.
Yeah.
It's Adam and Eve, isn't it?
Yes, paradise. Okay. Now remember, paradise was actually Eden, and Eden means walled enclosure.
Exactly.
In the original story of Adam and Eve, it's humans escaping the underworld and going to the surface. And because they escaped, they were cursed to stay there. They couldn't come back down.
It makes a lot more sense.
And by staying on the surface, they had to scratch out a living. They had to hunt. They had to plant. They had to do all the things that are mentioned in Genesis that humans had to do because they had escaped paradise where everything was provided.
You got your cup?
A cup.
Well, on Flammarian's famous picture, you can see there.
Oh, there's the wheel within a wheel.
And then you get exactly the same wheel within a wheel on Ezekiel's vision. It's the same thing.
I have seen that. Now you see this animal with the wings.
The hydras.
That's the tetramorph.
That's the tetramorph.
The tetramorph is 4 different animals that surround the throne of God. One is the face of a man, a lion, a bull, and eagle's wings. Right there, Aquila, the eagle. Now, this is
a human face.
The tetramorph. Yeah, well, that's a lion's face, right? You see the mane? Okay. So that's a bull. That's a human. So what we have here is the tetramorph is the one that tells mankind the interpretation of the first 4 seals.
Right, that's what it is.
That's what the tetramorph in Revelation tells. Now, this right here is the revelation coming down from the heavens to man, but man can't interpret the revelation.
And you can see the world burning.
Yes, it has to be told to him through the tetramorph.
Gotcha.
The tetramorph tells him the symbols.
Is this a technology then?
I don't know, man. It's pretty interesting.
Seems like the whole thing.
Technology's in the underworld. Always has been.
Yeah. Well, they say magic. To me, magic is just a technology. All of these things, we have the technologies that are given to us in this place. So let me these are from Archaix, the book. You've looked into them yourself.
Yeah, I've seen some of these.
It's some of the old Masonic symbology, full of esoteric meaning.
It's amazing shit.
Yeah. Just flick through the all-seeing eye. So what you make of the all-seeing eye? And what about the G? What do you think the G's for?
They say it's for God, but
I view gravity. Did you know the set square was set at 23.1 degrees? It's like
that's the arc of the sky.
Yeah, and the checkerboard floor for the duality, and Jockeying and Bois, the pillars.
The two
You got the
pillars.
dome in it. You got what?
Cancer's at the top. Right
Cancer. There. Is that what Cancer is?
Yeah,
oh, it just looks like 69 to me.
Oh, well, what is it then? It's not Cancer?
Yeah, probably. Cancer's a crab, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was a symbol for a crab.
So what do you think they tell them then? Just the score of the reset nature, is it with these, you know, these Freemasons?
Some amazing images, man.
Yeah, these are, you know, Pater and Mater, Mother and Father, Sol and Luna, and then you got this homunculus thing going on in a vial. But look at their feet.
Yeah, this is the feet of something. I don't know what those feet are.
Well, they're under the mud.
That's crazy. 1628 is 2 years after the Phoenix reset.
Yeah.
In 1626.
Yeah.
That's the one that destroyed North America right before the English came colonizing and all that. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Some good stuff there.
Just flip through. This was amazing. This was basically, it was a chronology, or if you like, of how to plant your crops and where. It was based on what farmers used
Alchemical almanac.
Alchemical almanac. Yes, that's what it is. Thanks. I got the PDF for it. It's absolutely amazing.
Look at that illustration there. Man.
Right, this is off of.
It's a magic square.
It's a magic square, and it's off of Dawes' picture or engraving of Melancholia. Is the name of the picture, but you get, like, you know, you've got the hourglass which you use on your icon, you know.
Yeah,
this is definitely the bell, ding, vibration
on my
and this
on my symbol, on the hourglass on the bottom.
Yeah,
if you look closely, it's the Great Pyramid in Egypt. I don't have a pile.
That's
of sand.
interesting.
On my hourglass for my
really?
for my logo, it's the Great Pyramid, not a hill.
You can see a pyramid in there, though.
I think so.
Sort of thing.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. So do you know anything about this number game? Because I think it accumulates to the date of the reset.
Well, I read about magic squares in Francis Barrett, 1801, the Magus, and I really wish I would have paid more attention.
Right.
I have those books on PDF, but I
got another magic square and another
I don't
image.
remember much about them.
At the bottom, it's got 111, and at the top, it's excuse me, so touchscreen. At the top, it's got 666. It's got like this code. And I think it's to tell us the reset.
Look at that picture there, man.
Yeah, man.
What is this picture, dude?
Well, it's supposed to be a dragon, but I guess you could interpret it as a phoenix, because they do breathe fire, both.
Yes, they do. They're both associated to fire. The phoenix was called the Red Dragon. Let's see. I mean, it's called the Fink in Chinese. The Fing.
Fing.
Yeah, it's called Fing. There's a place called Fing Hill in China.
Well, it's
called Phoenix Hill.
It's broken loose because it's got a chain on its ankle.
Wow, so you're right. Unleash the Kraken.
Oh, look, it's causing.
Look at all these people, man.
Wow, there's some detail in this.
There is some detail in this. You got houses burning in the background, ships coming in. There's another monster here coming out of the water.
Oh yeah, they're out of the water.
Yeah.
But look at the face on it.
These are the locust beings that attack in the Book of Revelation.
Oh, they are like them, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are.
Man. These are just described like that. They got the face of a man, but they're like little devils and demons.
Yeah, that's a pretty good image, that is. It looks a bit like a Hieronymus Bosch. It's not. It's not a Bosch. Bosch, God knows what was happening with Hieronymus Bosch. I can't even imagine. Guy was tripping his nut off.
Yeah, he was.
Let's move through.
It's crazy.
Just have a little look. So there's that melancholy, and they show a comet, they show a rainbow, and they show this geometric shape in it. And the ladder, it's just everything's encoded, and it is a reset image. She's looking onward, bored, really bored.
She looks angry.
Oh, she's just like, well, it's called
Melancholia.
Yeah, so it's melancholia showing, and you know, it's like, to me, it's like these otherworldly beings which. Wait for the reset.
She has wings.
Oh, she has wings. She also has the laurel leaf, which you find with all, the Greeks and the Romans.
So the magic square, we need to figure out the magic square because it's right there. It's telling us something.
So I've got another picture which gives you a deeper code. But I've always proposed that, really, I do think that it gives you the actual date to a reset. I really do think that's the score. So That's door as well. So these are 1500. And I find it really weird that it's supposed to be the last 7. What kind of table is that? That looks like a mechanical device.
Yes, it does.
I can't imagine what.
It's so bizarre.
It is bizarre. The portal's bizarre as well. Alchemical images, they are mind-blowing, no doubt about them. Let's just move through a few. So we've got 889 people watching. Thanks so much, guys. Share this out if you can. And Jason's channel is linked below in the descriptions box. Any tickets for Socal, which is on the 21st of October next month, you can get them down below in the descriptions box. That's more of door.
Oh, wow.
Dura, excuse me, Dura.
Oh,
Dura.
Albert Dura.
Albert Dura, yeah, engraver. But trippy how he knows all the alchemical symbols. It's like an insider. This is a strange thing I picked up. It was like, it's meant to be a printing device, okay? I've got issues with printing device, but I also thought, well, your alternatively looks like it might be a record player. Like you can pop a disc on there, and there's the needle, and there's the amp, and there's the stylus. Yeah. And you can pop in.
Isn't it though? It is like a phonograph.
It is really like a phonograph. It's not, fortunately. But I think they had them early. So these loads of these alchemical reset depictions from the, you know, the time of the French Revolution, where you get the, you know, Europe.
Here's a huge canopy. It's not the sun, but light is being let in through a portal.
Yeah, look at that. Not the sun at all. You always see these, what I call Phoenicians. We always see them in a chem cloud or in a haze or in a.
No, it's crazy.
But it seems to be about judgment, all right? There's always the scales ever present. So look at that for a weird alchemical image. It's to do with Ovid, the metamorphosis of people into animals, like the Centuria, just mentioned, and many-breasted women you see all over Alchemical. Fiona, one of the gods, she has many breasts, but some
in the Sumerian, Babylonian, Ninhursag.
Yeah, exactly.
She was shown in
a
statue with multiple breasts. Diana,
this was Diana. She's got multiple breasts, but people proposed could it be Ro, or could it be actually look like, because it looks like fish eggs.
Yeah.
So use Jericho using sound and vibration to take down an entire city. I noticed they took the Ark of the Covenant with them. Extra technology, make sure that shit goes down. So we got some Egypt plans there for pyramids with some Pythagorean cubage going on. Yeah. So I don't know the context. Let's just flip through. So yeah,
crazy,
check that out. That's Ovid again.
It's amazing.
Always with this chem cloud going on, and they're just out of view from us all. The hidden hand nearby, very close by, I would say. They say that it folds in on itself, don't they? And they are super duper close by. We just mag up. There it is. There's the one I was thinking of. Again, with the many breasts and the many dog shirt. Not quite human, are they? It's got like facets of everything in humanity.
Right.
Which is maybe what happens in the first place. Look at this, right? This is from the 1500s, and they're showing from his mind's eye that he's envisioning the Tower of Babel, an obelisk, and an angelic happening. So he's like literally showing you the vision from his mind's eye.
Yeah, it even says imaginentals.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
I can't get the bigger image of it. I'm sorry. It's always small, that one, for some reason.
It says right there.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Imaginentals.
He's imagining all of that. Which I thought for the time was pretty shit hot,
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun going through this alchemical library. I'm gonna find some things I'm looking for.
And there's the Voynich manuscript with some of this really weird ass vegetation that doesn't exist anywhere in this realm, and the writing as well.
Yeah. Okay. Voynich is amazing.
Voynich has got an aquatic theme to it. It's always to do with naked maidens, just like sirens, just like mermaids. It's the whole, to me, it's the Phoenician.
So 12th century porn.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not quite.
Not quite.
There's the Phoenix.
I've seen worse.
There's the Phoenix there. And it winds himself, and he's showing you that this is a cycle of recycle.
Yeah.
You can see the world all mudded, destroyed.
Sun, moon, on foreign object.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah. There's another object. There's 2 moons there.
Yeah, there's 2 moons. And in the middle,
Absolutely.
the all-seeing eye.
Absolutely.
So the artist, you know, all of these Renaissance artists, these alchemical artists, this is a freaky one. This is, look at this. So there is a sort of garden, and there's some of these, you know, strange, you know, hermetic gods, if you like, you know, the symbols for them. What about this? It's like a black mirror. It's like a portal. But it's really definitely significant in that picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they don't tell you what
Might
it
be
is.
telling you something. At least not telling you to go to the light.
Yeah. Because I think there's a portal. I think there's portals and other dimensions. This one's a good one here.
Yeah, it's all very, very Jewish, very Hebrew.
Oh yeah, but again,
the influences are there, strong.
Oh, I can see it. I can see the Kabbalah. It screams out. The same with the whole quantum mechanics theory. That's where they pulled it out of. This might be interesting if you haven't seen this. There's that number game again. 2 enclosed into what look like phoenixes.
Yeah.
And it says there, all in the laurel are good. And it says there that all in the serpent are evil.
I don't know, man, about that one.
No, neither do I. There's Azazel with the fiery sword that he gave away at Eden. Saying, like, you know, when you got kicked out of Eden for whatever you did, I'm going to give you a sword so you can protect yourself in case you know, a lion eats you or some shit. So, got some antiquitech going on there. People seem not very happy with it. They seem to be fine.
Oh, they're all shooting arrows up there.
Yeah. You can see there's some sort of plasma effect on the resonator, and it's all lit up. But they seem to be trying to take out the technology.
It's Constantinople.
Indeedy. And they're trying to take out that technology. This one's on a tile floor. That one's in a mudded floor. You know what that means?
Interesting.
Big difference. Indeed. It's interesting.
There's a million mysteries in those pictures.
Yeah, you know, you've covered this, haven't you? This event.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
yeah.
That booklet is
It's
amazing.
1561 Nuremberg.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the day the sky sim failed, and they saw what was really there.
Did you ever hear about what happened in the sky during the visions of Our Lady of Fatima?
Yeah, 1917.
1970.
100%.
So tens of thousands of people are supposed to have witnessed this.
They did, and it couldn't have happened. It's more proof that the Phoenix phenomenon can do highly localized events, because if 5,000 people see the sun moving erratically in the sky, then that means everyone in the world had to have seen it. If the sun is
okay,
truly,
that is that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless it's local, because
it proves the sun is local.
It proves the sun is local. Back about 5 years ago, something like that, I woke up one morning, my entire room was red. I was like, what the fuck is it? Oh, my curtains, outside is red. The television or the radio is telling you that it's the Sahara sand has blown in, okay? The exact same day, that woman that was mentioned earlier, New Earth, had posted that exactly the same time, a sporting event in Russia with 70,000 people in there witnessed the sun just stopped and just started blinking, pulsing like this. The same day as we had a red, we had this red, it's exactly the same time as well. So there's something going on with that. So there's the Greek version of Earth, where you got the Tartary or Tartarus under there, chaos, and all of well, according to this, water around.
Well, in the older Greek models, the wars between the giants and the titans was that the giants were coming from an underworld. They weren't coming from another part of the world. They were coming from the underworld, and they wanted their inheritance with the titans who used to be in the underworld. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I talk about this on my channel, man. It's after a reset. Greek mythology starts after a reset, and the titans come up first, and they lay claim to all these tracts of the earth. Then the gigantes come up behind them, and they want their portions, and it starts a war. It's the war of the titans and the giants.
There's a weird death cult going on in this place. Have you seen what they get up to with their churches? Yeah, the catacombs underneath the Vatican, Paris. They all got to have these human bones made into like nice little decorations, skull and crossbones. It's all part of a ritual. So knowing that they treat us like that,
it's crazy.
It is really unnerving. It really is. There's something definitely But not that I want to go on about them because that will have no aim. Some people love them, some people hate them.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so a little flick through, see what we got here. These are from a little while ago. So many images I got in these collections.
God, it's crazy.
You wouldn't even believe it, honestly.
It is crazy.
Yeah, this cat's from the 1800s. You think he looked a little bit futuristic?
That's 1800s?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those glasses look real sophisticated.
I don't know. Maybe them glasses that we talked about that people can perceive like the spiritual realm with them.
Yep.
Yeah, then green glasses. I just wanted to show you that's quite good. See that? If Rambo Ed in 2023.
Oh, that's terrible, man.
What?
I can't believe you showed that.
It doesn't matter. I'm sure they're all very lovely as long as they stay out of like fucking kids' classrooms. They do what the fuck they want. Yeah, I talked to that guy last night about this. He wasn't aware that Skype was used in a bygone era, and it was called Skype.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and everyone thinks it's all new and snazzy, but people were talking to one another in Germany in the 1920s using the television and Skype real time. So nothing's really new. They just take it all away and reuse it all again. Think mobile, Samsung smartphone. No, that's actually an AI thing. Sorry. I don't know what that is. Don't blame me. That's nothing to do with me. It just popped up. Something from antiquity. Okay. So got a bit of a growler. That's not good. Sorry. What the fuck? They're just coming up. Right, this is nothing to do with me.
Tinfoil hats over with.
Tinfoil hats over with.
I gotta get back in proper uniform.
Okay, we're coming back. We're coming back.
I'm tired and I'm hungry.
And I am. There you are. We're back. We're back.
We safely navigated the foul.
I didn't mean for them to come up. It's all about having the best possible
trying
taste.
to burn us up by proxy.
It's all from antiquity. I don't bloody make this shit up. It's them, isn't it? It's not my fault that history's weird, is it? Hardly. See, everyone's agreeing. Thank you.
Man.
Sorry. Okay, we ended on a light note. Thank you guys for popping by. It's been an awesome evening. Special, I reckon, and something that needed doing a long time ago. Okay? Yeah? We from the chat, let's keep our eyes peeled for all of these bullshitters, people who are spreading hate, fear, and misinformation, which is sending people off on Crazyville for the rest of their lives. God help them. It's not a good scene, okay? So we're here to help them. Okay, make sure to subscribe to Jason and myself, and we'll be back very, very soon.
Love you guys.
Love you guys too. Okay, guys? Stay fucking epic above all.
And drink milk.
Yeah, drink milk straight from the cow. That stuff's like miracle stuff, I'm finding. Amazing. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Flat firms.